Hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year's to everyone. Welcome back to Drinks and Discussions. As always, we are your host for this evening. We hope everyone is doing well. We hope everyone is having a healthy and happy New Year so far, and all your holidays were special as well. So let's get into it. We've got our hosts for tonight, and we hope to have others joining us throughout the evening. Currently, we have Liz and myself. And Liz, I hope you've got your YouTube muted. And we've got some people in the chat I want to say hello to. Thumper88, hello. Megan's in the house. Nick Volt is in the house. And my guy, Truth Teller, is in the house. Optimus Prime, hello. And we welcome one and all. We hope to see many people as they possibly can as they throughout the evening. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But I gotta know why my camera's not on. What the? It's been so long. I haven't even had. I'm out of practice. I haven't even had my camera on. So good to see everyone. Good to see everyone, and welcome, Liz. How are you?
I am fine.
Good to hear from you. How was your Christmas and New Year's?
Quiet, just like I like.
You mean you didn't stay out and go to like all the bars and shut them down until 1 o'clock in the morning, stumbling home?
Dude, I'm old.
I said that tongue in cheek. I was being facetious, if I must say.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not as old or as young as people may think, and I wasn't even out there at the bars or hanging and stumbling home at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I should hope not.
So let's get into it. Let's, if you're in the chat, let us know what you're drinking this evening as we have discussed these topics for tonight. And I'm going to be telling you about what I'm going to be drinking, and it's going to be a little different than I normally do. And then also, Liz, why don't we start with you while we get people in the chat and let them describe what they're drinking as well. What are you having tonight?
Oh, you have to ask. Do I ever say anything other than lemon iced tea?
Lemon iced tea. No, I think you said something before that was a different flavor of iced tea. Maybe I'm mistaken.
And coffee is the only other thing it would be. Sorry.
Well, lemon iced tea it is. And Truth Teller, you're right. I am totally, well, I'm going to say I'm not removed from the bar scene because I do like to go and have a few cocktails with my best friend. And what is Nick Volt doing? Let me see if I have to move him over here. Nick, do I need to move you over here to the channel? What's going on over here? Why are you waving at us? Or maybe he's doing it on his channel. Maybe he's doing it on his channel. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, don't forget to tell people that Marcus isn't here tonight, but he's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, Marcus is fine. He had a couple of things he had to take care of this evening, so unfortunately he will not be able to join our live stream. But we will see him on the next one. I am not going to be taking over the dad jokes because I suck at it. But if anybody else in the chat would like to have some dad jokes toward the end, please let me know. Let me know. So what I'm going to do tonight, and I did this on the preview, but I've always wanted to do this on the live show as well, is I added a second camera to my setup, and I'm actually going to have another smoked cocktail tonight. And I was going to do that on the live panel so everyone could see it. Because I don't think if you're subscribed to my channel, you don't see some of the main video that I put up that has the About Us video. So I'm going to do it tonight. The drink I'm going to be having is going to be a Knob Creek bourbon whiskey. And of course, the product that I am using is also the same one I always use, Fall Cat Cocktail Smoker. All I'm going to do, make this quick and dirty, is I take this little mask out of here, grab a few pellets, put those bad boys in there, little pinch. You place this little doohickey thing back on top, and then you're going to give it a hit of the lighter. But I guess I need to put the bourbon in there first. How about that, folks? Let me do that. Go. And Knob Creek, if you'd like to have a sponsor for Drinks and Discussions, please let me know. We'll definitely have something out there. We'll definitely put a commercial in here for you. So anyway, that's what you do. I'm going to give it a hit of this little torch. There you go. I'm going to put that little sticky back over there. And as you can see, the smoke is starting to billow throughout the glass. And that, my friends, is that. And then after that, I have my cube mold that I'm going, or excuse me, my sphere mold that I'm going to be putting in there once we get busy. But that in itself is the smoke cocktail or the smoked bourbon. I have been enjoying those a lot, and that's what I'm having tonight. What do you think?
I think it's weird, but okay.
It may be a little weird, but it gives the notes of the whiskey a different flavor because of the, I don't want to know what they call these little things, but these little things that you put in there and you smoke, they're different flavors. So it'll give you different notes of flavor due to the smoke that you choose. This one happens to be whiskey barrel oak, and I have another one that's got like a cherry oak flavor. So there's a different flavor smoke profiles that you can add to your drink. And absolutely, Truth Teller, difference in opinions are fine and welcome on this channel. And if things become personal attacks or false accusations, then action will be taken. Absolutely. I hate that the fact that I have to say this, but defending one's character assassination from another person or channel should not be construed as inviting drama or imposing drama upon not only myself and channel, but also to you. I'm actually trying to look out for our followers as well. I know you guys who are over here don't want to see that nonsense, and I don't want to bring it over here. But when I had to stand up for my character, I took the necessary actions that I thought that was I needed to do. And most, if not all, of my followers have reached out and have supported me, and I really appreciate all of you guys. Let me look at you. I appreciate all of you guys for doing that when you didn't have to. So I appreciate you guys being here on Tuesdays. Appreciate the support, and I appreciate you guys having a drink with me this evening. So cheers to everyone. I'm not sure if anybody in the chat put anything out there, but cheers to you, Liz. Thumper, are you coming up on? Are you coming up on live panel, Thumper? Let me know. I don't see you over there. You got to go into the backstage on Discord, and I'll bring you over, dude. Let me know when you're there. If you're on Discord, then you'd like to have a participate in the chat or participate on the panel, and we can validate who you are and where you're coming from, feel free to do so. I have been watching a couple of other channels, by the way, that I was going to recognize because as we go through on YouTube and we go through different places, there's a lot of different channels that people just may not be aware of. Some things you may not like, some of them you may. But I've been watching It's a Terrence kind of thing. He's a quirky kind of guy, gets out there and talks about positive things. DJ Wraith is a guy who's been doing some music, and he does his own thing over there. And he's a real DJ too, folks, and creates his own songs. So I know there's a lot of people out there who are kind of do that kind of thing. That might interest them as well. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I just got a little spillage, and I got to go get a napkin real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead,
He's
talk,
leaving
Liz.
me up here alone. You're leaving me up here alone, you little twerp. Where'd Thump go? Thumper. I thought you were coming on up, dude. No? Thumper. I'm ill prepared, folks. I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm not
long.
very entertaining. I'm good. Brian's back.
I didn't leave you too long. I just had to, when I put my ice cube in the drink, it kind of splashed and kind of got a little crazy on me. So I have to go grab something real quick. So anyway, what I was saying is, DJ Wrath is another one. There's another channel that I was going to tell you guys about, Kicking It with the Rooks. They're like a family that does their own little channel, and they do a lot of quirky things. And they have just celebrated a milestone for their channel. I think they got some twins, and they're a really wholesome channel if you want to, look for something different out there as well. There is just a bunch of other stuff, and if they ever join or decide they want to come over here, I'll be more than happy to put their links out there for you guys to join. But if you ever get a chance to, I want to try something different. Try something different. I've been doing a lot of different things and checking out different channels and stuff on YouTube, and it's a very wholesome thing. All right, we got Megan. You're right. DJ Wraith is amazing. He does some really good stuff. Thumper's gonna let the dogs out. No pun intended. But
it was just hearing that song.
So, New Year's is here. It is upon us. 2023. And I've said this a couple of times, tongue in cheek, but I really mean it. I'm going to continue saying this and let me be honest with you. My wife is kind of almost at her wit's end on me and YouTube. I mean, I tell her, and she notices some of the stuff that goes on, and she's just not happy about it. She's not sitting there and saying, hey, keep doing it. Let me encouraging you to keep listening to that nonsense. She's like, no, this is getting out of hand. So I'm not sure how long I'm not going to say this. I'm using 2023 because I want to be drama free in 2023. I am not going to look at, participate. If anyone has anything negative to say about me or this channel, have fun. Do it. I'm just not that immature. I want to continue to focus on topics that we have, and I want us to be able to have a Discord with people with intellectual minds that we can all share ideas, or maybe even provide differencing of perspectives, and we can all learn and grow from each other. So anyway, thank you again, everybody, for joining us. What are the New Year's resolutions? Does anybody still make New Year's resolutions? I know I'm going to be going into the gym a lot more as well. But what about you, Liz? Let's start with you.
I hate New Year's resolutions. I have none.
None?
Sorry, none. I need to quit smoking, but other than that, I need to get more exercise. But neither one of those things sound very appealing right now.
So ask you this question, Liz. Are there any superstitions that you do on New Year's Eve? No. You don't like eat black eyed peas on New Year's Day and all that kind of stuff?
No, but I watched one channel. It's a Disney vlog channel, actually, and they do some weird stuff. They do something called a prosperity pig, and they take a lemon and they put toothpicks in it for legs, and they use the end of the lemon for the pig's nose, and they put clothes in for eyes, and they put pennies. They cut a slit and they put pennies in the pig's mouth. And then you set it on your counter and you wait for the pennies to drop out. Now, I don't get it, but evidently it's some kind of New Year's thing. So you tell me. I didn't grow up around any kind of New Year's superstitions. I'd never heard of them before.
So let me just acknowledge the chat. Let me go ahead and say, Nuzio, what's up? Good to see you, man. Let me say we're going to do that. And then also FBB Muscle says the New Year's resolution is to get in shape and lose some weight from 165 to 145. That's a 20-pound weight loss. What's your goal? What are you trying to get down to? I mean, are you close to doing that? Reaching your goal, or is 145 your goal? True Teller says he won a 1-year gym membership, so that will get him more active. Oh. How did you win that?
That's cool.
Yeah, is that from a work thing, a raffle, or whatever? That's crazy. Well, it seems as if sometimes when you think you have people in your corner, uh, they really just are weird. So I'm not sure why Just for Fun would come over here and be behaving like that. But so I'm still, if your moderators are out there, please make sure um, you guys are watching the chat for me as well, so I can continue staying on point with what we're talking about and stay focused on the things. Um, Nick, hello again. Hello, hello, hello. And who are we talking about, Nunzio? Uh, we want to keep that over there. We're going to continue to focus on some of the topics that we're talking about: New Year's resolutions, things that you do for New Year's. And again, I hadn't always been a big New Year's Eve kind of guy, but I, in previous family members, not previous family members, but family members of mine, have started doing this black eyed peas thing where you got to eat black eyed peas on New Year's Day to give you good luck throughout the year. Anybody else heard of that besides myself?
I have not.
That's weird because I thought it was a wider known thing, but I'm not really sure. LTE bro, Nunzio, if it's LTE bro, it has to have a number behind it for in Discord.
Yeah, the chat's going kind of crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to put things off of it. Don't let it affect us. Just keep it going, keep it going.
Okay.
And we're gonna keep going on about what we're here to talk about. And Nick Volk is just saying that he just talked about Hoppin' Johns. LA Spike said that they call them Hoppin' Johns. I don't think I've heard Black Eyed Peas called Hoppin' Johns. And Nick Volt said he just heard about the football player. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later too, because I was watching it live as I was smoking my cigar last night, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of my personal feelings when I saw it happen live, and then some of the things that I've seen going on around and on and about other things. Nick Volt says he's all out of gin and tonic. But I'm trying to see if anybody else is going to come into the other stuff. And by the way, if you guys want to give shout outs to other channels, I just gave a bunch of shout outs. I don't mind you guys coming out here and giving a shout out to whoever channel you wish. We're not that childish to block you for just putting some stuff out there. If they're saying shout outs, please, moderators, don't block or hide the shout outs to the other channels. I don't care about that. That's fine. And the collard greens and black eyed peas is a well-known Southern tradition. Yeah, it is. I think it is more down south than it is, because I think some of my relatives that are not in the South have also never heard of that LA Spike, but it is big here in Texas. And even some of my friends that I golf with are telling me even what black eyed peas to get to taste the best. It's weird. Yes, you have to be on Discord, and if you have a, I see Nunzio, I see you said you have a username on Discord, but it has to have a number, a hashtag number behind that username, and let me know what that is. But yeah, you gotta have, you can't just get a link into our system, and we got to make sure we verify you, and that's a process on Discord that we use, as Liz will tell you.
Yep. Good luck with Discord, hon. Nightbot's having fun, Brian.
Oh yeah, Nightbot is definitely going to have some fun tonight with these guys. And we have a Nightbot that actually takes care of some of the spamming and other things too. So if you are not familiar with our channel, you'll probably get to know Nightbot as well.
And Nick says he's heard about the collard greens. He's on the West Coast with me, and there's not a lot of collard greens over here.
You know, and I've heard of this. The collard greens. And LA Spike was talking about that, and Nick Volt said his wife is taking it. I do not like collard greens at all. Mustard greens, any kind of greens, I don't like any of it. None of it. Ugh, disgusting to me.
I've never tried them. They look like wilted spinach to me. Do they taste the same?
No, they don't taste the same at all. They taste like dirt, if you ask me. Taste,
Well, good. That's right up there with Brussels sprouts, which I
like dirt. It's really crazy.
Brussels sprouts taste like soap, so they sound like they would go good together.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I like cabbage, but Brussels sprouts, no way.
So LA Spike is giving me some knowledge here because I thought the black eyed peas were supposed to symbolize or represent money. But I'm assuming now that the greens represent money, and he's saying black eyed peas represent success, and ham represents health.
Well, that's kind of odd because pork, I don't know, pork's not the healthiest meat out there in terms of fat content, but whatever.
We had ham, but I also, and I'm not trying to come across as braggadocious here, but I have perfected my pulled pork, smoking and pulled pork. And I put a little, I don't know if it was a short or a small video where the actual bone of the pulled pork, the shoulder bone, I was just able to just slide it on out. It was that tender. And then you could just pull it apart. It was just perfect. Perfect. And I haven't done a pulled pork that was perfect like that before. And Brussels sprouts, me and my wife love Brussels sprouts, folks. Love Brussels sprouts.
Everybody does. I'm the only one that hates them. I don't know what to say.
Silly Rabbit, today I'm drinking, I had a smoked cocktail, and it was let me move this out of the way, sorry. Fog Hat smoked cocktail, turn that around that way. And it was for Knob Creek, is the bourbon. So that's what I'm drinking, in case the people who were not here when I lit up the smoke for my cocktail, that is what I'm having.
Hey, Brian, can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, sure.
What did you use to light it up? Is that one of those kitchen things for doing like creme brulee?
Well, it can be. It's a torch, a regular torch. Yep.
Okay. All right.
And you can use them for creme brulee. I can use them for my smoke tube out there when I want to light up some wood chunks in my pellet smoker, and I'll use the torch to get the wood chunks on flame in the smoke tube. Cheers to you, Nick. Are you drinking anything at all? Nick, come on panel if you'd like, sir. I am more than happy to bring you on up. And also, Nunzio, if you got that name and that number that comes at the end of your name on Discord, be happy to have you on there too. Oh, and LA Spike, I have seen through the grapevine some of the music things that you do. I don't know if you heard me talk about DJ Wraith channel. He is a DJ, and I don't know if you have ever seen some of his stuff, but you guys might find something of mutual interest over there on DJ Wraith channel. If Megan is still in the building, she may be able to put a link to his channel out there for you, just in case you're interested. Since everybody else is calling out other channels, I'll give some other channels some shout outs as well. So anyway, let's talk about, if you guys want to move on to the NFL player. And if you haven't already heard about this, it is by far the most shocking thing in professional sports I've ever seen. And it is revolving around a Bills player, Buffalo Bills player. He's a safety. Damar Hamlin is his name. And now Damar Hamlin was playing the football game, first quarter. And this is a very important game for the Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals because it goes into their playoff positioning, who's going to be the top in their conference. First quarter, this guy goes in for a tackle, Normal play. Didn't look dirty, didn't look anything. And the guy who makes the tackle, Damar Hamlin, makes the tackle, gets up, and within 2 seconds that he stands up, he literally falls backwards out. Out. It's crazy. And he laid on the field for several minutes. They had to perform CPR on this individual. And it was like, I mean, if they were performing CPR, he's basically not breathing or his heart has stopped. And they performed, after the fact, we found out they performed CPR for 9 minutes on the field before they were able to get him on the ambulance and transport it over to the hospital. If you guys will allow me, if you've got 2 minutes for me to stop talking, and then I'll focus on the chat. But if I'm going to play why this happened, and I'm going to tell you why I'm playing this, because there's some bonkers crap that is being said on social media about this, which is totally unfair. But let me play this, if I may, and have you guys listen to what happened. 1 in a million or 500 million chances this ever happens, but this is what happened. Take a look.
What we just witnessed tonight is one of the most rare things we can see in sports medicine, as Damar Hamlin went down with what appeared to be cardiac arrest after taking this hit on the field. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Suter, and on this channel I try to teach you about the sports medicine world and give you some insight into what we see on the field. What we saw happen tonight is not related to any sort of vaccines. This is almost certainly something called commotio cordis, an extremely rare condition that's one of those things that we typically only think we're going to read about in textbooks. Essentially, what can happen is if you have a blunt trauma to the chest that occurs at the right time in the cardiac electrical cycle, your heart can be sent into cardiac arrest. As Hamlin comes in here, we can see this square hit to the front of his chest. We see him get back up momentarily before ultimately collapsing back down to the ground and requiring CPR on the field. This is a tracing of our heart's electrical activity. Basically, this is one cycle of the heart squeezing. It starts off with this P wave, which is the electrical activity of the atrium at the top of the heart squeezing, then the QRS complex, which is going to be the ventricles acting. But then the last phase is this T wave, where the ventricle basically depolarizes and kind of resets to get ready for the next cycle. For commotio cordis to happen, you have to suffer this blunt trauma to the chest at exactly the right moment, specifically on this upstroke of the T wave, in order for the heart to then be sent into this arrhythmia and subsequent cardiac arrest. This is one of those things that not only do you have to have a high enough force, but it has to happen within milliseconds of a time window, because if that impact comes at any other time in this electrical cycle, you're fine. You don't go into this. But when it happens at just this right time during this upstroke of the T wave, and if it's high enough, then you can have this thing called commotio cordis. We typically think of it happening in baseball players whenever they get hit in the middle of the chest with a hard thrown ball, but unfortunately that looks like what is most likely to have happened here with Hamlin. Treatment like this is obviously CPR and defibrillation as quickly as possible, because this can absolutely be a life-threatening thing. Again, this is not something that people should go speculate about vaccines or anything like that causing this cardiac arrest. There was a clear contact, a clear trauma, and I think a clear reason why, unfortunately, this happened for Hamlin. My thoughts and prayers go out to the player, go out to his family, everybody else there on the field, the medical staff taking care of him. This is an extremely serious thing. One of those conditions that, like I said, you hope, you pray, you never actually see as a medical provider. But hopefully this was educational. Let me know, as always, any questions or comments down below. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
So did you guys hear what he was saying about how it had nothing to do with vaccines or the like? It's crazy how nut jobs out there are already speculating, because he was vaccinated, that it had something to do with the vaccine that this happened to him. Can you imagine? I mean, seriously, can you imagine that?
That's sad. That's just sad that people would immediately go there.
Imagine the heartache that you're already dealing with when it comes to your loved one in this position, but then have to have all of these nut jobs, these conspiracy theories, and all that kind of stuff, making your sorrow worse, your grief worsening. But it was weird. It was just Jeremy's like, oh, it's over jabbed. Had one too many sticks. Uh, but it was. I watched it and I was talking to Silly Wabbit in the chat while that video was playing. I'm sitting here and I'm smoking a cigar and I'm watching this and I'm seeing grown football players cry, like weep, and it made me tear up. My wife wasn't even watching it, but I think she started seeing things on social media as she's trying to wind down for the evening, and it was she was even telling me, if asking me if I was watching it, because it was that impactful. And True Teller, you had mentioned something because I wanted to know, and we were talking. I think it was me, Ghostly Girl, and Vic Ferrari in the chat last night, on our Discord chat, and Ghostly Girl was the one who actually called it and said what the diagnosis was before I even heard about it. And me and Vic were like, "Wow, that's crazy," but it was. I wanted to know when was the last time, if any, there had been a NFL player pass on the field from their injuries. And I know for a fact, on the NFL, or excuse me, on the NBA, I think maybe it was actually college. Hank Gathers in college had a heart attack and passed away on the basketball court. But I wasn't sure, with all of the dirty hits and the injuries that you were aware of, I wasn't sure if there was anything that anybody would, I wasn't sure if anybody in the NFL had actually died on the field until, as Truth Teller had said, 1951, there was a 1971. Chuck Hughes, a Detroit Lions player, collapsed and died on the field. And I had never heard that story until this happened. And and when you see all of the nasty hits, and I know Liz is not a big football fan or sports fan. It was just, when you see all of the dirty, not dirty hits, but just all the massive hits and the big, and most of you, if not all of you who have watched this channel, know that I have a former NFL quarterback as a friend. I've golfed with some NFL players. They're not small guys. And so when you see these guys and they're hitting other guys, it's like two trains colliding. And you know somebody's going to get get hurt. But to see what we saw last night was just, I just didn't even have the words. And I'm sure a lot of you probably did not have the words. And I know I've seen a lot of people saying how sad it was with Silly Wabbit and Truth Teller and some of the others in the chat as well. And Nick both said he was watching it. Go ahead, Liz, what you have to say?
Well, I have a son in his late 20s, and when he was in middle school, he wanted to play football. And I let him because it was what he wanted to do. And I hated every second of it. And fortunately, he wasn't big boned or heavy enough to get hardly any time on the field. So after 1 year, he quit. And I was so thankful. I tried not to make a big deal out of it, but I was just really happy. So I'm wondering how many people out there with kids, with boys specifically, how they feel about their kids playing football, because it can be really violent. It's a rough sport. I think the only rougher sport out there might be rugby. Mm-hmm. I don't know. You tell me. But I was so happy when Jake quit. I wanted to throw a party.
It's funny. You're reading my mind, because I was just about to ask that from our people in the chat. Everybody knows I have a 4-year-old son, and I am never going to push him to play football. And I do he knows Cowboys are our team. We have a football, we have a baseball, we have basketball. He knows all about the sports. I'm not going to tell him no if he says, "Hey, Dad, I want to try this sport." I won't do that to him, but I'm going to do everything I possibly can to push and see if I can get his interest more peaking in the other sports other than football.
Yeah, steer him towards soccer, hon.
Well, soccer, every kid should play soccer, I think, for the hand-eye, the feet-eye, and balancing, and feet-eye coordination. I think that's good. Silly Rabbit, we don't have a big hockey consortium here. I will tell you though this, Silly Rabbit, believe it or not, field hockey is huge in this area.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I thought that was just British, a big thing in Great Britain.
Oh no, they do field hockey.
I had to
Big time.
laugh at Wabbit with hockey because ice hockey, Wabbit, oh my gosh, dude, it's brutal. And not to mention how much they love to fight during those games. They get into fights.
But you know what? The thing about hockey fights to me are just as stupid as seeing NFL players fight. When you got all those pads on, and while they may have their helmets taken off in hockey, you're still not doing a whole lot of damage when you're actually in those fights on hockey. I mean, every now and then you might see a guy get really clobbered, but as soon as they fall, everybody gets on top of them to stop the fight too. So I think those hockey fights are more comical than brutal to me.
Well, that puck, man, that thing's really hard and it really flies. And I don't understand how those guys end their careers with all their teeth in place.
I think most of them, I don't think they do. I don't think that not their real teeth. I don't think they have their real teeth when they're done with their career. Most of them, if not a lot of them.
Then I hope they've gotten paid enough for all the dental work they need. Bless their hearts.
I think hockey players do get paid a pretty hefty penny. Not like baseball or football, but I think they get paid. They're still in the millions of dollars per year.
Well, they're not as big here. They're more Canadian. I think Canada loves hockey.
I'm surprised that you don't have a team in Seattle because, I know you don't, but I'm surprised you don't because we have one here. We have one in Dallas.
I think we do, Brian, but I can't tell you what its name is. I'll have to ask my kid. I don't know if it's pro. Maybe it's semi. If there's a semi-pro, I can tell you it's not all that big here. But I have actually seen hockey games played in Seattle. I've actually gone to one.
Okay. Well, I know if anybody else has anything to say about the guy, Damar Hamlin, and the hit, feel free to put it in the chat. We'll still talk about it. But I also have something very interesting that I was going to share with you guys.
Well, there's one more thing about your football player, dude.
Okay, go ahead.
What I saw on the news today, he had started a charity giving for toys for kids.
Yes, absolutely.
And the goal was $250,000. And the last I saw on the news, it had topped $4 million.
$4 million, exactly. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it was, who else was there? It was another Buffalo Bills a couple of years ago who did the exact same thing for a charity. And then something happened and they found out about it. And everybody in Buffalo just seems to, and I know this is more than just Buffalo, it's state or countrywide, but Buffalo Bill fans are really generous.
Yes. I would not be surprised.
And Andrew L., thank you. The Seattle Kraken is the NHL franchise in your area.
Thank you, Andrew. I thought my son had said something about that to me recently. I don't watch sports, as Brian can tell you, but my kid likes some of them. So he's a big baseball fan, and we have that here.
And by the way, if there's any other, I know I commented about my son and my preference of him not playing football. Any other parents out there that want to talk about if they would not necessarily promote, but encourage their young ones to play sports? I don't know if Nungio's still out there. I don't know if Jeremy is out there still.
I'd like to hear from the women because I'll tell you, like I said, I was scared the whole year for my kid. He was 13 years old, and I was scared to death.
It's Truth Teller act.
Truth Teller is quoting me. Thank you, Truth Teller. I love you, dude. You crack me up.
So while we're waiting on the chat to catch up on some of the questions, if they want to chime in, I just wanted to tell everybody how excited I am for this weekend because My wife and I are actually going to be taking our son to his first ever live sporting event.
Oh, good. What is it?
It's a basketball game.
Okay.
So we're really excited about going to this. We're going to take a couple of friends and see how baby boy reacts to a little Dallas local professional sports.
Does Dallas have a professional basketball team? If so, what is it?
The Dallas Mavericks,
See, I didn't know that.
and they're pretty decent. They got a really good player, star player on the team. He needs some help, but they're pretty good. They're in the hanging. They're in the mix of things.
Basketball was actually the first professional sports that Seattle ever had, but we lost. They were the Seattle Supersonics, and we lost them, and we no longer have basketball professionally done here.
Your basketball team went to Oklahoma, of all places, and they are now the Oklahoma Thunder.
See, my kid would have known that. I didn't.
Yep. Yes, indeedy. They moved away. But I'm looking forward to it. I think my wife is actually looking forward to it as well. We haven't really said anything to our young one because he's fickle. But he's at this age where if you ask him if he wants to do something, he says, nah, I don't want to do that. But if you don't ask him, he'll say, oh, I want to do that. It's weird. We'll be watching. I'll get ready to turn the TV on, and I'll say, "Hey, do you want to watch this movie?" And he'll say, "Nah, I'm gonna watch my iPad. I'm good." And then I'm like, "Okay, you're good. That's fine." And then other days, I'll just turn on a movie that I think he's gonna like, and sure enough, he'll stop doing his iPad and he'll be watching the movie within 5 minutes.
He's still pretty young to expect to sit through an entire movie. Need to give him another year or two.
No, he does. He'll sit down and watch a movie. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I think he was doing that. I want to say we watched the movie Sing, and we watched the Troll movie when he was 3.
Okay. All right. I took Jake to his first Disney at 3, and it was Hercules. And he sat all the way through it, but he got restless.
I don't remember. Do you remember your first sporting event? I don't remember my first sporting event. I'm trying to think if I do. I think my first sporting event, believe it or not, now that I think about it, had to have been the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, that would have been cool to see.
I don't know if most of anybody still remembers who they are. I know they're still around with different cast of characters, but are they still as popular? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. They used to be on TV a lot in the 60s and 70s. But I don't see them there.
Even in the 80s.
Really? Okay. The original team was probably the best, but you can say that about anything, like Saturday Night Live.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Even though I do like the current Saturday Night Live, the two news guys, Michael Che and what's the other guy?
I don't know. I quit watching it a long time ago because the originals and even some of the people in the 80s, like Eddie Murphy and those guys, they're all long gone, and they were my favorites.
A lot of people were going. Adam Sandler was on there, believe it or not.
Yeah, he was. Even Iron Man for a year. Robert Downey. I guess they booted him off because he was bad.
Yeah, I have heard some stories I have heard some people that were like on it for like a brief second, and then they were going off because they didn't have that comedic timing. But I didn't know Robert Downey Jr. was on there. I had no idea. I'm pretty sure I saw that on YouTube somewhere. Oh, and Truth Teller's given us a bunch of names from the original Yes.
Original Meadowlark was the star,
Yeah,
if
he
I
was
remember.
he was like the ringmaster. Yeah, he was the ringmaster.
Yeah, he was. And they were really comical, and they were good. They were good players.
And Colin Jost is the second guy on the Saturday Night Live news thing that they do. They two of them, Colin Jost and Michael Che, they're hilarious together.
And Curly, I remember him too. Yeah, that's going way back, Truth Teller. You're making me show my age, dude. Not cool.
So anyway, what else is on everybody's mind? I know our normal other partner in crime, Marcus, is not here. I didn't have a whole lot of topics, but I do want to tell you everyone too, because even during the warm up to the holidays, we weren't really talking about newsworthy topics and things of serious nature because we were trying to keep everything light. You saw a couple of videos of me just watching music videos. You saw me just being crazy silly and keeping it light. But we're in 2023. There's a lot of things going on. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the stuff that's going on in DC with the House of Representatives and that nonsense that's going on today. But we're going to be talking about those things. And if there are topics that you are interested in, I also want you guys to feel as if you can leave comments in the comment section, go to the community tab, put information in there or respond and let us know what's on your mind. If we are talking about things that are of interest to you, and if we're not, let us know what's of interest to you. I know we were talking to FBB earlier about weight loss and your health goals. I don't mind talking about those types of things. I've got my own things that I'm actually getting ready to start working out with my best friend, and we're going to start putting some goals together. Because I don't want to necessarily I don't want to bulk up necessarily. I want to just make sure I'm staying healthy, tone up, work on flexibility and those types of things. So everybody has their different types of topics that they are interest that they are wanting to hear and discuss. So I don't want to be the gatekeeper of things that we all talk about. You guys should have an input on what we talk about as well.
You're going to make me bone up on politics, dude?
Not necessarily just politics per se. I know you and I have had conversations offline dealing with a little bit of religion. I'm not afraid to talk about that as well, as long as we always keep it in a friendly, which I have no doubt that this would happen, that we keep it respectful toward each other. And I don't mind talking about that. I don't mind talking about cooking. Most of us enjoy. We're talking to even LA Spike. Yeah. We were talking about LA Spike. We was talking about the collard greens and things of that nature. I don't mind talking about recipes and things that we can do in the kitchen and sharing ideas. If you have a video that you want to show us on something that you made, send it to me. I'll be more than happy to put it on here, and we'll watch whatever recipe that you're going through and making, and we'll put that on here as well.
So you guys need to go out to a YouTube channel called Scrumdiddlyumptious, because they do some weird stuff with food, and it's interesting. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about what they do.
Okay. Awesome. We will definitely check them out. Nick Volt, you still there? Anybody else still there in the chat? I know we still got Truth Teller in the chat. We've got Thumper said he's back. And
I don't know where Thumper's been. He was supposed to come up.
Jeremy's still there. I don't know if Jeremy left us or not. I'm just trying to check the chat. We still got 14 people watching, so I don't know if we're rebroadcasting our stream over there on other places or not, but I know we've got 14 people watching, but I appreciate you guys doing it, even if you're restreaming us. I appreciate all the stuff that has transpired in the last week or two. We have actually gotten a lot more viewers, and I appreciate the new ones that have joined us. Again, this is our first stream back from the holidays. We didn't have a whole lot of things to talk about. Marcus is our other co-host, and he was not able to join us this evening. Megan is also hopefully going to, when she has time, be back on panel with us from time to time as well. And then also Thumper88. Hopefully he'll be able to join us from time to time as well. And Nunzio, again, you got my email. Send me your Discord. I'll get you set up even when we're not live, and we can, put some things together as well. You can come on the panel, and we can discuss things that are going on with you, your neck of the woods as well. More than happy to do that. So it's only an hour. I know it was a short one, but that's all I had today. I don't have the dad jokes. I didn't have anything else to talk about. I just wanted to get back in the thick of things and get our live stream back on. In case you have missed it, the ladies of Drinks and Discussions True Crime have a new video out. And if you have not, and let me put Liz on Front Street for a second, because Liz is like talking about movies. And she said, I don't even know what's really coming out lately. I don't know what new is out there.
Oh, I got some stuff on. I watched a bunch of trailers, Brian.
Thank you very much. And I want to make sure everybody knows, Drinks and Discussions movies, we haven't really been doing a whole lot of reviews, but we've been putting out movie trailers for up and coming movies of 2023. So, hey, Puffy, come on up. If you're on Discord, I'm happy to stay on if you're going to join us. If you're logged on Discord, I will. Oh, Thump's on the backstage. I'm going to put him up here as well. Got Thumper.
Am I unmuted, Brian? I can't tell.
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Okay. So somebody needs to get me on board with the new Black Panther, because from the trailer that I saw, it looks really weird. And I love MCU. So anybody that can shed some light for me on that one, I'd love to hear it. And then there's a new Tom Hanks coming out next week called Otto.
Yep.
Now, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I tend to love a lot of Tom Hanks. Not everything he does, but a lot of it. And I've watched the trailers on that, and I haven't been going into the movie theaters, but I just might have to for that one, because it just looks really appealing to me. And it's called Otto.
Yes, and if you haven't heard of Otto, please go to Drinks and Discussions movies. The trailer's out there, and I'm like you. I think a lot of things that Tom Hanks does, I enjoy. He's one of those actors that I just, if I see him in it, I will at least give him the benefit of the doubt that it's going to be a good movie.
He's done some clinkers. I didn't like the demon stuff. What was that? I forget. There was a couple of them.
The what stuff?
They were based on books.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, let's think. You think about that. Let's say hello to, we've got Thumper88 and Marta, who is La Puffy. It has joined us as well. Hello, Marta. I think you're muted still. And
yeah, I'm muted. So they were talking now, like to.
Welcome. What's up? How are you, Marta?
Good, and you? How you doing?
Doing very, very well. Did you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's celebration?
Yeah, I had the kids, all my kids, all eight of them, and then my cousin he's been through a lot. Like his daughter died. He went to prison. He wanted to do good. His mom passed away. After that, his daughter passed away. After that, his love of his life passed away because the daughter and the mom were in car accidents. And the daughter died instantly. She was 3 years old.
Oh my gosh.
The girl, she had half of her brain was like pounding. They did a surgery on it and whatever. And she woke up, but she didn't know her daughter passed. So they were keeping it from her so she wouldn't get bad or worse, for her to get back to normal a little bit, you know what I mean? So my cousin gets out of jail, goes to the daughter's funeral, and he doesn't know what to do because she kept asking for her, you know what I mean? And he told her everything he wanted to tell her, apologized to her for not being there for them, and blah blah blah. And he had to tell her because they told him to tell her because he knew how to talk to her. and she passed because she found out and she couldn't handle it.
Wow, that's crazy.
And he's doing better though. He used to be out in the streets doing all kinds. You know, he was one of the main here where I live. He was one of the main. You know what I mean? So he got out of the valley and left and did what his mom wanted him to do, like to get better. Whoever wanted him to do better, because he was doing it for past, but he did it still because he even planted a tree after his daughter, you know, like a new life or something. He said it was meant for him. It was crazy, but he's doing good though.
That sounds crazy. Prayers and thoughts with you and your family. And real quick, hi, good to see you, But didn't you have another relative? Was your father, your mother, or somebody was sick that you said that was feeling better?
Yeah, they passed away. They passed away a day before New Year's.
Who was it?
They passed away. It's my 3-year-old and my 2-year-old great grandpa.
No, but I thought you put something in your on Discord.
Yeah, it was him. They passed away. Okay. Yeah. My mom was saying for Christmas she was in the hospital too, but she got out. She's doing better.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my bad days but besides that, everything else was all right because I had all my kids, and that's what mattered to me. As long as I have all my kids, I'm happy.
That is the silver lining in all of that's going on. Is that your kids are happy and healthy, and you are as well. So a lot of stuff going on, and prayers and thoughts are with you for that. But we're glad to see you, and glad to see that you and your kids are happy and healthy.
Glad to see you, Tim. Thank you.
Thumper, you there, buddy? I don't see you muted, but I don't hear you. Are you good, Chief?
Can't hear him either.
Yeah, Yum. Happy New Year to you. Does anybody else get a little irked when somebody says Happy New Year's with the S at the end? Is that just me?
I think I do that.
What you say? Marta, you think you say S?
Yeah, it's just my accent. I guess I sound off more than what it is. Like my kids say the R like a lot. You know what I mean? Well, I sound it off a little bit too much.
I'm being tongue in cheek. It doesn't really irk me. I just find it kind of silly. I kind of find it funny when people continually say it. And I want to say, how many years is this year? Is it 2 years or 1 year? But I think I even might have used to say it. Happy New Year's to you.
I do that. I say Happy New Year's. And it's year. My mom goes year.
It's New Year. Happy New Year.
I got used to it after a while.
Well, I think I gotten used to it a while too, because I think I used to say it growing up. Oh, let me say something too, by the way. Going back to the football player, I can't believe I did not mention this, folks. And I know a lot of you who are not sports people don't know who I'm talking about. But there is a person who is now on Fox Sports who used to be on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith by the name of Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is notoriously known here in Dallas because he used to be a sports writer in our Dallas DFW area. He's also a huge Cowboy fan. Makes no qualms about it. But this numbnuts gets on his Twitter account as the person who is lying on the field fighting for his life, gets on his Twitter account and says this. Let me read it to you verbatim. No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Can you believe?
I saw that.
And when I saw it, go ahead.
He had to apologize, I think, Brian. He got a lot of blowback. And the co-host over there basically didn't show up for the show, basically in protest of this guy's tweet, because his co-host is a former NFL player, and the brotherhood in the NFL players is pretty strong. And then also the humanity or the lack of humanity in that tweet
speaks volumes. And there's a lot of people who just don't like this guy anyway. Nunzio is talking about the Discord. Can you? I don't know if you know how to do that. But anyway, I'm going to talk about. He was Thumper's talking about he's a real jackass for saying that. And there's a lot of people. I have to got Thump 10-minute thing. I don't have Thump on the 10-minute waiting thing. He's already on. He's already been a part of the Drinks and Discussions server for a while, so he doesn't have to be in 10 minutes.
I can't hear him, so I'm just wondering.
So anyway, there's a lot of people calling for his firing, and I'm with you, Truth Teller. I never really was a big fan of Skip Bayless as well. But just imagine putting football over a person's life. And every other sportscaster that I have seen so far has already said, we don't even care about rescheduling this game. We don't care about in the next week's games. We just want to make sure this individual is going to make it. We want to be concerned about him and his family, and that's the only concern. Worried about when they're going to play a football game, and the magnitude and the competitiveness of the football game just seemed so inhumane to me. It was just I can't even come up with the right word on what that is.
Well, Brian, can you explain to those of us that aren't up on sports as to why it was supposedly a big game? I don't understand that.
So this is like we have two more games. Last night's game was the last game of the week. So this coming weekend was the last games for the regular season. Then you go into the playoffs. These two teams were fighting. Two teams were fighting for the top spot in their division. Whoever won was basically the top dog in that division.
Okay, I got you.
And that kind of creates the matchups, and you want to have a really favorable matchup. I'm not sure. I don't want to misspeak. I'm not sure if they were playing for the first round bye in their division or not, but I know they were playing for the top spot.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm not up on that because Seahawks don't get up that far very often.
And you know unfortunately. What? Unfortunately, right. I'm gonna put I don't think I've ever done this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna put my Discord link in the chat. And for those
they still have to download it.
They still have to download it. I have to approve them, and it's a whole thing.
And then you got your 10-minute thing, dude.
I know.
A lot of hoops.
And there's a lot of different things that I'm doing on Discord that I try to keep people safeguarded too as well. So the Warlord, I think that is I'm assuming Nunzio, let me know if that's you. I'm going to chat with him before I move him over here.
Yeah, Truth Teller, I think you're right. Firing is probably pretty extreme. He probably didn't think a lot before he spoke. So, everybody does that.
But you know what? That's a different thing to me. I think when you're live on a sports channel and you're doing things, because, sometimes I will even tell you, I have misspoken several times, and, it's live and sometimes it doesn't come out the way we intended it. Right. But when you're on Twitter, or if you're sending a text message, that in itself can be a little different.
Yep.
Is that Nunzio?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Chief? Welcome to Drinks and Discussions.
Yeah, what's good, bro? Yo, I just figured this thing out, bro. It's pretty cool.
Well, we're glad that you figured it out. Glad to have you on panel, man. Cheers. Before we go any further, are you drinking anything? Let us know what you're drinking.
Me, am I drinking? No, I'm smoking right now.
Okay, all right. Well, cheers to you. Thanks for joining.
Cheers. Salute.
We've got, in case people are just joining us, we've got myself, Brian, Liz, Flaky Jake, LaPuffy, who is Marta, and Nunzio is the Warlord, and we've got Thump 88.
Hi, guys.
All on things.
Hello, chat. How y'all doing? Yo, what's good, fellas? Hello, everybody on.
So
We got Silly Rabbit on here.
No, he's in the chat. I don't think he's joined the Discord. Did you see the hit last night on the football player? Did you see that?
Yeah, that's a shame, bro.
Yeah, we were just talking about the quote from Skip Bayless, who sounded very cruel, for lack of a better word, talking about football over this young man's life. A man who is 24 years old, second year in the league. Nothing in his life he wanted more than to play in the NFL. And in the second year, and he was a backup. He wasn't even, a starter. There was a safety that had gone down and injured, and he was filling in for this guy, and that's why that guy was playing. And so it was heart-wrenching to see a guy who's waited all his life for the big opportunity, and this happens to him. Hey, FBB.
Sad, bro. Sad that thing happened to him. It's crazy, man.
Well, especially given how young he is, 24,
20
right?
something years old.
Mm-hmm.
24, yeah. I think.
As we get more people in here, let me ask this question to kind of keep the conversation going, if I may. When you see something like that, individual, I'll give everybody a chance to respond. When you guys see these types of things happening, do you start thinking about your own loved ones and how precious life is, and how kindness and gentleness and loving we should be toward each other in life? Does that kind of go through? Let's start with the newcomers. Let's start with Nunzio. Let's start with you and see what do you think about that?
Yeah, without a doubt. Any situation like that, it makes you embrace your loved ones more often. Because it's a shame, bro. The kid, is 24 years old. I don't know if he passed or not. But I know he's in. Last time I heard, he was in critical condition. In that situation right there, crazy, man.
Yeah, he's still hanging in there.
Yeah, let's go with Marta. Marta, what do you say? Because you've got 8 kids, and you've always talked about the things that are going on in your life.
Oh, trust me. I gotta say, yeah. I would think about it. You know why? Because time is a limit, and you never know who'll be here next and who'll be gone. You know what I mean?
Right, especially with the story you just told us and stuff with the family, that you've got good things going on with your family. So I know you're thinking about it
every day. Yeah, my mom says call each other every day, no matter if you're mad at each other, but at least make sure they're still there, they're still breathing, they're still alive or something. You know what I mean? Just let them know that you care, and just by calling, no matter if they don't answer, they'll text you back or whatever. But that's what my mom says.
Liz, what do you have to say? And before you start, Liz, let me just make sure everybody knows in the chat, if we're talking, but if you want to put in your perspective in the chat, please continue to do so. We'll get you your comments on the panel. Make sure that you're being a part of this, and so you're not feeling left out. So feel free to make sure you chime in on the chat. Okay, Liz, the floor is yours.
I gotta ask Marta, 8 kids, really, hon?
Yeah, I started at 16. I had my first at 16, and my youngest, he's 2 years old. I had 5 boys and 3 girls.
Oh my gosh, girl. 8 pregnancies. I'm assuming you have my total respect. I cannot imagine going through that.
Well, yeah. And I had them all natural, so yeah.
Gosh. Oh my God.
You know what? Marta, tell me the truth. Every time you say I have 8 kids, you get the same response from everybody. What? Are you kidding?
You're lying. Oh no, they're not. When I go to the store, they're not your kids. They're your brothers and sisters. I wish they were, because they're bigger than me.
Wow. Huge props and total amazement. What an accomplishment. Pregnancy is not.
And it sucks because you know how they say you're pregnant, you get stretch marks or whatever. I ain't got none. So it sucks because I can't prove that I had kids because I ain't got no stretch marks. And I scratched, trust me. I wanted them bad and I didn't get none.
I didn't get any stretch marks either, my dear, but I've only had one child.
Well, let me actually tell you this too. My wife only had one child, and she doesn't have any stretch marks. We used this thing called cocoa butter, and I think that was supposed to prevent stretch marks.
No, no, yeah, that's what helped. Yeah, but I wanted them. Trust me, I wanted them so bad, so people would actually believe me. They're like, "No, you lie." And then after I had my kids, I went back to my small size. So it's like, "You're lying." I'm like, "No, damn it, I know what I'm telling you."
Oh, you're fortunate.
And by the way, let me talk to Truth Teller is in the chat, and he's saying that he's not morbid, but we're never guaranteed to see tomorrow. So he values every second of life.
Yes.
And Liz,
Yes.
you have the floor. You want to go ahead with your comments?
I don't have a lot of my family left. My folks are gone. My siblings are still alive, but we don't all live up here. But my son is more precious to me than just about anything. So yes, my heart goes out to this young man's mother. Because I can only, and I'm sure that Marta would agree with me, I can only imagine what she's going through right now. The kid is unconscious, I would assume, at this point still. So he doesn't probably know, what's going on or feeling much of anything, but she is.
When they called me to tell me that my daughter almost, like, she was in a car accident, but she was okay. They were able to control the car. Imagine how I felt just by just telling me that she was in a car accident. I was like going crazy. Like, oh my God, I gotta go to her. You know what I mean? But she's far from me. So I know what you mean. That feeling's not a good one.
No, it's not. My son moved to Virginia for a year last year because of a girlfriend that he's no longer with, but he spent a year back there, and it drove me nuts because I knew that if anything happened to him, I would have to get on a plane, and it would take me forever to get to him. And that just ate me up. So, yeah.
Let me ask Nunzio, because he's new to our panel, and you feel free not to divulge any information if you choose not to. But everybody here knows I have a 4-year-old son. I'm married, and my son means the world to me. If you have children, I'd like to hear from, and the women like to talk about, from the mother's perspective, but I don't know if you have children of your own, Nunzio, or not, if you want to divulge that information or not. Nunzio, if you're there.
Hello?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. What's it called? Yeah, no, I was muted for a second.
No worries.
But, yeah, no, I got a few kids, and that would be, very heartbreaking, to hear something like that occurred,
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if they, get a boo-boo or something, still.
You're
breaking
up. Yeah, you're breaking up. I don't know if you're on your phone. We lost your signal.
Yep. He did say he had a few kids, so.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay, got you back. We lost you for a second.
Yeah, even if my kid, say if my kid's got a boo-boo, I would want to be like, kiss it, run to them, pick them up, see, stuff like that. Right. But,
I'm with you.
So
I'm not afraid to talk about how I am probably the worst helicopter dad to my 4-year-old. While I want him to be tough, and we wrestle all the time, we play fight, and we do sports. When I see him climbing up on top, he's 4 years old now. If I see him at the playground, he's climbing all the way up at the top. Guess who's right behind him all the way at the top?
Oh,
this guy.
Yeah.
They say I baby mine too much, even though they're old. They're like, let them go. They gotta grow. Shh, quiet. Don't tell me what to do. I'm after them, no matter what, no matter how old they are, and they're old. Trust me. My daughter goes, Mom, I'm 21. I'll be okay. Let it go.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't matter how old
they get. But you always be, in fact, you always be there for them regardless, no matter how old they get.
Yep.
Listen, I wish we could be here longer, see them grow and, actually make their own family and, and then have their grandchildren, my grandchildren, you know what I'm saying? See everything like that, but it is what it is.
And this is what's so touching about this story that we're talking about, folks, is that we're talking about us being parents, and as Nunzio is saying, if he sees his kids get a boo-boo, he wants to be there, take care of it, make sure they feel better. That feeling will never leave Nunzio. It will never leave Liz. It never leaves LaPuffy. It will never leave me. Just like it never left this mother who is sitting in the hospital, probably has not gone home to shower, to sleep, or anything else, while her 24-year-old professional athlete is fighting for his life in that hospital bed. That's an image that I could not get out of my mind as I'm sitting here watching this whole thing play out online last night. And yes, I told everybody a lot of time ago, I'm not afraid to admit I had tears bellowing up a little bit. And I was smoking a cigar, hanging out with my neighbor. And we were both going like, man, this is intense. But when you think about how you would be in that situation, you should probably well up a little bit as well. Go ahead, Liz.
What's interesting about this young football player is that I did not see it happen because I don't watch sports on TV. Mm-hmm. I have not been able to see anything online that replays the actual hit he took. And I actually think that's a good thing out of respect. So I think if you weren't watching it live, you probably won't be able to see it.
No, I won't play the actual when he falls out. I will play for you. Yeah. I will play for you the actual play, the hit, because it was in the first part of that doctor video.
Is one of the most rare things we can see.
Hang on a second. Let me get back to that. And just watch the. Don't watch the doctor. Watch the inset of the doctor that I'm about to play, and then you'll be able to see it.
See, I don't know too much about football, but I know I seen it, and I thought that was like an illegal hit.
Well, he did come under the guy's chin a little bit, but it didn't look like it was like a concussion or anything like that from my perspective. But here it is. Watch the inset. If you guys can see it on YouTube, it should be coming up now. And I'm going to play I'm just going to show it the very first part of it. Here we go. Are you ready, Liz? Can you see it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. You won't hear the sound unless you go back to YouTube, but YouTubers can actually hear it. But here it is.
What we just witnessed tonight is one of the most rare things we can see in sports medicine, as Damar Hamlin went down with what appeared to be cardiac arrest after taking this hit on the field. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, it's not moving for me.
And on this channel, I try to teach you about
it'll be there. It's like a delay before it gets to YouTube.
What we see on the field. What we saw happen tonight is not related to any sort of vaccines. This is almost certainly something.
What's his number, Brian?
Cordis, an extremely.
You'll see the middle of the hit. He's number 3.
One of those things that we typically only think we're going to read about in textbooks. Okay. Essentially, what can happen is if you have a blunt trauma to the chest that occurs at exactly the right time in the cardiac electrical cycle.
Let me do this, Liz. Let me do this for Liz, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody, if you have to watch this over and over and over again. But I'm going to put this in here on Discord so Liz and everybody on our channel can see it real time. You can see that now, Liz, and Discord, right? Nunzio, Puffy, you guys can see it on Discord.
Not on Discord. I'm over on.
No, I can't see. And now I can see it. Now I can see it. I'm watching it on YouTube.
Okay, so I'm going to play it in Discord. It's going to show again on the other channel too, but here it is.
What we just witnessed tonight is one of the most rare things we can see in sports medicine, as Damar Hamlin went down with what appeared to be cardiac arrest after taking this hit on the field. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Suter, and on this channel, I try to teach you about the sports medicine world and give you some insight into what we see on the field. What we saw happen tonight is not related
in that
to
box. You'll see it right here.
This is almost certainly something
called
commotio cordis, an extremely rare condition.
I'm just seeing you on
those
Discord.
Things that we typically only think we're going to read about in textbooks. Essentially, what can happen is if you have a blunt trauma to the chest that occurs at exactly the right time in the cardiac electrical cycle, your heart can be sent into cardiac arrest. As Hamlin comes in here, we can see this square hit to the front of his chest. We see him get back up momentarily before ultimately collapsing back down to the ground and requiring CPR on the field. This is a
Liz, you didn't see it again?
Nah, that's okay, dude. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Everybody else saw it, and I want to say hello and thank you for joining us, Texas Mama Bear.
Personally, I just think every tackle in football looks brutal to me. God bless them. You couldn't pay me enough to take those kind of hits.
You could pay me enough. Trust me. You could pay me enough easily. Texas Mama Bear, how are you this evening? Happy New Year's to you.
I'm doing well, y'all.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
I'm sorry, my friend that passed away, we used to call her Mama Bear. So when you said that, I felt like, oh, like this thing, because she really died in January, so like last year. And I was like, yeah, it kind of hit me a little. I don't know why. I just heard that.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I'm not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I'm just saying it's a memory thing.
Yeah,
And,
I understand.
and Texas Mama Bear, I wanted to introduce you to our panel this evening. We've got Nunzio. He is
Hello.
the person in the
Good
avatar.
evening.
And we've got
Don't
Marta.
worry about it.
Yeah, well, we got Marta, and she goes by LaPuffy or Marta. And then we've got Liz, and everybody, that's Texas Mama Bear.
Howdy.
Hey.
Nice to meet
I
you.
didn't mean
Yep.
you too. I didn't mean like don't worry about telling me who was on the panel. I just meant don't worry about trying to tell me where because it wouldn't matter.
And you caught me on that one too, and I'm glad you did because I was going to say there's get to the, and I almost forgot there. So thank you for that.
That's okay, no problem.
How are you this evening?
Hanging in there.
Well,
Was listening to the game last night and I was just like, holy crap.
Well, I think not Dumper. I think Nunzio dropped. I hope he reconnects and joins us back. But we were just talking about. I'm not sure if you've heard Texas Mama Bear about the NFL player who was in critical condition.
No, I did. I was listening to the game.
Oh, you're okay. So I teared up. I'm telling you, I was. It was just crazy emotions for me. And
it was very unsettling.
Yeah, and to have him still in a situation where we're still unclear if he's actually going to make it or not. It's just I don't know if the NFL can play another game until we know this.
Wow.
Exactly. I agree with that. I mean, they may play another game, but I don't know that they can play the Bills and the Bengals until I don't know.
So
I don't know how they go forward.
Did that affect the Super Bowl then in the end?
Well, from what I was hearing, they were saying that there's no real protocol for this in the NFL. I don't know what they do. And if they do have something protocol, I don't think anybody knows it.
They have a commissioner like baseball does?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they'll have to decide then.
Well, it's kind of like they're just like baseball and other sports. There's the owners in the NFL organization, and then they have the players union that operates independently to protect and work towards whatever is fair for the players, and they have to agree on whatever is going to transpire. The NFL can't just say because it was, and I don't think we mentioned this earlier. The NFL said, hey, we're going to give everybody, after this guy was carted off the field, we're going to give everybody 5 minutes to warm up and get ready to play. It was the NFL players that were like, no, we don't know if our player is actually going to, we don't know if our teammate is going to make it or not. You want us to go out here and play?
Yeah.
It was crazy to me.
Now, see, I heard ESPN say they were going to have 5 minutes to warm up, like that was normal standard once a player was taken off. But I've heard comments since then that was never, ever a thought. But I don't know if that was just CYA on the back end, if that makes sense.
It does, yes.
Because the thought of that was just so crass and ludicrous that the players would play.
I don't know if I could have actually watched the game. I don't know how the commentators could have commentated on the game. I don't think I would have been ready to watch people play football after watching someone who I'm thinking in my mind, it died on the field.
Yeah. I mean, as football players, how do they get back into the game? Just,
They all look pretty upset from what I saw.
Yeah, and it's a different emotion. And so for people, and I know there's not a whole lot of Liz, and I don't know if LaPuffy, you haven't really mentioned if you are a sports fan or not, but it sounds like Texas Mama Bear watches or listens to the game.
Yeah, I am.
I
He listens to the
listen.
game. Yeah, he listens to the game. But when you are an athlete, and I'm not saying I'm an NFL athlete, but there's an adrenaline that flows through your system. When you warm up, that
Mhm.
adrenaline is supposed to kind of get you going, and then it's supposed to level out. It's almost like if you get into an altercation when you're like really almost getting ready to have a fight, your adrenaline starts pumping and pumping and pumping, and you get the shakes, and you want those shakes to go away. But when you're emotional and you're thinking your mind is somewhere, it's almost like I can compare this to if your significant other is mad at you and you go to work or you're doing something else. And you're supposed to be concentrating on something, but you're wondering about this argument you had with your loved one, your significant other. It's like it's hard to focus, right?
Yeah,
So
it is.
I can't imagine trying to play a sporting event when I've seen my brother, my teammate, lying on the field fighting for his life. And I'm so glad that somebody somewhere made the decision that that was not going to be the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's about respect, and I think more than anything, not just for the poor kid, but for the teammates. Yeah.
So, Texas Mama Bear, we had already asked the panel and went around, so I'll give you an opportunity to say the same thing. I believe you've told us that you, even by the nature of your name, are a mother.
Mhm.
And do you ever feel as if there would be a time where that motherly instinct would go away, where if you saw your child, even in adult age, where you would say, I don't think I need to be there as a mother? Or would you always
Oh,
say,
no.
I'm going to be there?
Always going to be there. I'm always going to worry. She can be 50 and I'm going to worry.
Amen.
She can have her own kids and I'm still going to worry.
Agreed.
Hey, look what Martha's drawing for us over there. That's awesome. Look at that. It looks like a cocktail glass. That's what I can make out as a cocktail glass. Oh, it says drinks and discussions. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
And by the way, everyone, Nunzio has was going to eat some dinner, and he didn't want to eat on panel, and I appreciate him for doing that. And he's going to join us if we're still on once he's done having a bite to eat. So appreciate that. I'm with you, and it's weird because there's sometimes where, and we've talked about this before in Drinks and Discussions, men sometimes get this hang up among, I don't know if it's pushed up on us or if we feel it among ourselves as we're being macho and talking to other men, that we don't need to be emotional or compassionate with our children. And I ran into that mistake earlier on when I was a father, where I had to correct those things in me because I always thought, if you have a boy, you're supposed to beat on them, and if they cry, they'll soothe themselves, type of thing.
Gotcha.
And it was it's a maturation process that we go
That's
through.
why it goes in my family. Boys are not allowed to cry. Like my baby daddy tells his son, if he cries, boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. I'm like, you cry, and I don't tell you boys don't cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what I hear.
And that's the thing. You bet not. I bet not see you cry. You better stuff it up. You better be tough. That's the thing that goes through a lot of men, and it's not just minority men. It's all men that I know of, because I know I've got friends who are of all different cultures and backgrounds. It is a lot of men who are leaving the parenting and the emotion, not the parenting, but the emotional parenting to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
If you cry, go to your mom. Go to your mom.
A tough love, like every man I heard said to all my sons. It's hard love, but it's tough love, and it's manning them up. And like, who made you up that way? I'm in my head, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I guess guys gotta do it.
And that's why it was so refreshing to hear Nanzio come up here, and because he's like Marcus and myself, we we are guys. I don't think anybody has any questions about us being men, but we are all on the same accord when we say, hey, if our kid falls down, we want to be the one there kissing the boo-boos. We want to be there making sure they're going to be okay. This is not about tough love. Tough love is what I'm doing to my brother when he's on one of his crack binges and he asks me for money. I'm be like, hey, dude, what happened to that other $500 I gave you that told me you're going to pay me back? That's tough love. When I say no, that's what I think tough love is. Tough love is not saying, hey, you fell or you burned your hand on the stove, but I bet you won't do that again. That's the tough love.
I have to confess that when my son was small, that I always wanted him coming to me when he was crying. And so I probably bogarted as much of that as I could.
We baby them, don't we? We baby them. And they tell me I baby them too much and they're old.
Yeah, because I would still, well, when my son's last relationship broke up and he got very emotional over it. And I was still, hugging him and patting his back and trying to be mommy. And the kid's, late 20s. So, it's just instinctual as a mother.
Mm-hmm. I think we lost Miss Texas Mama Bear. I hope she comes back. We didn't, talk too much and didn't give her a chance to talk. I hope she comes back, and we would love to have more perspective. I'd like to try to go around the panel and make sure everybody has equal opportunities to talk. So, Texas Mama Bear, I hope it was just something, maybe your phone died or something like that, and you come back on and join us.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry.
I'm going to change my name. I'm no longer going to be called Brian on Drinks and Discussions. I'm going to be called Mr. Machismo on Drinks and Discussions. According to Truth Teller, I'm going to be Mr. Machismo. He didn't call me that, but I'm just saying that's what I'm going to do. And by the way, Truth Teller is saying, Marta, you are an amazing artist.
Yes, she is. I wish I had that kind of talent. I do not.
All right, I'm going to do something, and this time I hope Liz doesn't yell at me because she has Marta to keep entertaining her. I have to turn my camera off. I have to go to the kitchen and grab something, and I will be right back. But you guys take care of the conversation.
Okay, so Marta, what are you using? Are they markers?
They're pen markers.
Okay, so do you know Mary Engelbright?
I have to see face. I'm not a good with name thing kind of status.
She's an artist.
Oh, okay.
She's an artist. She was big back in the 80s and the 90s. She's my age, so she's probably retired by now, but she was nationally syndicated and she was very famous for her work. Look her up sometime. She's into cutesy. Her stuff is what we call cutesy, but I always enjoyed it. You might want to see it because she worked in markers.
Oh, okay. I'm watching right now. I'm learning how to do with color pencils because I do everything with markers and pens. And I'm not good so much with color pencils. I learned how to do watch. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you. You remember? Look.
Well,
lower your guys. My daughter's playing Roblox. She's all loud. Hold on.
Oh my God! My son tries to play Roblox with the Rainbow Friends.
Oh, there you go. That's what they're playing, Rainbow Friends. See, April, you're not the only one playing Rainbow Friends. Yep.
Nope. I got to keep an eye on him. But I'd be honest with you, and I'll get you back to your conversation. But we did buy him Blue and all the characters, little.
Oh yeah, I got that in Mommy Longlegs and all that from Puppy Playtime.
Yep, we did.
Yeah, my sister goes, how can you guys watch it? It's the same way I had to watch Five Nights at Freddy's for 10 years and how the movie came out. Yeah, that's how we do. I had to draw those and I had to do all those. See, I draw with pens. See, I learned how to do this early. I really learned how to do this. This is cool. I had to do but I have to do it lighter. But that was she took the charger off. No.
Wow.
So I did Ladybug. This is Ladybug. You know her video where I put the drawing on it? It has more than 1K, and I was tripping out on that. I'm like, oh, finally my videos are going high. Okay. I'm learning how to do the color pencils, but I don't mix and match. So yeah, this is charcoal and this is charcoal. This is charcoal and it's different. It gets more texture. I just gotta fix it. And the difference between color pencil and that, see? But it stains everything. That's the only thing I don't like about charcoal. I did this for Light and Paints. I did an interview with him yesterday. So yeah, I did this one for him. The one where he wears a mask and he's not wearing a mask. So yeah.
So, Marta, let me tell you something. Can I give you a little? So let me just say this.
Just tell me.
No. I sometimes I'm a business owner, and I'm also what I consider myself to be an entrepreneur. I'm always looking for opportunities for people to be successful. I'm telling you right now, if you go to YouTube, there are music there's royalty-free music that you can go in there and you can play on your live stream because YouTube says it's free to use. You get your YouTube channel. You get your YouTube channel. You play those songs while you're drawing these drawings that you have. You would have a huge following on YouTube. You'd be monetized.
Well, you gotta give me that real quick because I didn't even know about that part.
So it's not about what you know; it's about who you know.
That's what I heard. But this is one thing I just don't like do often. I don't talk. Yesterday was the first live I talked so much because I don't talk on my lives. I just draw. It's rare, and I was laughing because I tell everybody, "Damn, this is the most I've talked to on this live," and everybody started laughing. I'm like, "Yep." Everybody said the same thing. Yeah, you don't talk on your lives. I gotta learn to. I talk on everybody's lives except for mine. Don't ask me why. I do not have no clue, and I'm very talkative, as you can see. I'm not shy, so I don't know what happens when I go live.
Liz, is she too young to know about Bob Ross?
I don't know, but I was just going to say, so Bob Ross has been deceased for a long time, but there are some YouTube channels that I've watched where the artist is actually teaching their techniques. And I find those interesting. And then, of course, that's what Bob Ross did. He's the inventor of the happy little trees. He had that.
That one I heard. That one I've heard of. So you said the little trees. I remember that one.
Yep. He was probably the original person, and he was on TV. Public.
PBS. PBS. Yeah.
PBS. Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody was showing it. They got a bubble head of him.
Yeah.
Listen,
he was famous. He was pretty famous.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably never knew Bob Ross growing up, but when I saw him on YouTube because I was looking for something else, I saw him and it kind of spurred these recollections that maybe I did see him. But I will tell you, if you can't go to sleep,
I would see him after Barney because the way he talks.
But if you cannot go to sleep, you play a video from Bob Ross, you will be out like that.
His voice is so soothing. It's so soothing, like so calm. And everybody tells me that when I draw, it's like therapy. And I'm like, but I'm not even talking. Just you drawing is therapeutical. Like, okay, I don't get it still, but I can understand it. I hope.
Right. It's weird, but listen. I will point you into the royalty-free music that you can play. But if you just do your video like you're doing right now on the video, and you have music playing, and if you follow the chat like you probably do anyway, while you're drawing, you would be the top grossing YouTube channel almost immediately because that's what people enjoy doing. You would get 1,000 views in the heartbeat. Tell me I'm wrong, anybody. Tell me I'm wrong. Nunzio has just joined
the way you're telling me. The way you're telling me makes me think now. I'm going to go after all that. I'm going to look for all that stuff. As long as nobody tells me I'm clout chasing anybody, I'm good.
No, listen. Listen, this is not a station about clout chasing. If I can help you succeed, I'm doing good in life. I'm not here to try to bring you down, stomp on you to make myself look better.
There was a couple channels that I've been on in this. I've heard that.
Stop.
No. I'm telling you that, like, I feel like they think I'm there just for me to get like attention, but I don't. You know what I mean? Because it's not what I do. I just do it for fun. I don't know.
I get you. And listen, it's a hard routine to go to some place where you've been told something and then you've been sold a bill of goods and it's not exactly what people have told you is about. I will tell you, look in the chat, Truth Teller, Liz, and even Nunzio will probably tell you when he's only been here for a hot minute. We try to keep things flowing about topics here. We don't just sit there and wing it. We talk about the topics, and if it carries us on to something else, we'll talk about those because that's the gravity of the conversation. But all this other stuff, we don't entertain any of that. And if I'm telling you how to be successful, I'm not asking for a pat on the back. I ain't asking you to give me a shout out. I'm just telling you that because in my heart of hearts, I want everybody to be successful in life, no matter what they're doing. And you didn't even ask me. I just volunteered that information to you, Martha. So I'll help you.
If I can help, I'm like that too. If I can help you, I'll help you. I might not have much idea most of it, but if I can learn and do it with you, I'll do it with you. You know what I mean? I will go along.
Look, you ain't gotta give me nothing. I ain't asking for nothing. I just want to turn around and say, you know what? When I see that channel grow, I can tell everybody I know that person. That's my dog right there. That's my girl.
Yeah.
I want her to if she can remember to take the time to look up Mary Englebright. It's an odd name.
I'm not gonna remember the name, but can you type it for me and I'll look for it? Trust me, I'll get interested and look for it. I'm already wanting to, but I don't know how to. Yeah, just spell it for me and everything. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Do the best I can. I'm not sure I remember, but I just put it in the chat.
Yeah, Nunzio is in the chat or back on the panel. Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing great, fantastic.
God bless.
Fantastic. I'm actually drinking a little bit more. I got my little Knob Creek. I'm still going on. I'm not going to smoke it this time, Liz, and I'm not going to put my pinky out. I don't want nobody making fun of me.
Dude, I'm the last.
Yeah, it is.
I drink like that. I drink like that too. I pick up my pinky if I were to.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, it is. Look, that's Nunzio's thing. That it is what it is. It is what it is. I like it. I used to say that a long time.
No, I did what I had to do. Yeah, that's it.
But I'm glad you're back because Texas Mama Bear was here for a little bit, and I was outnumbered from the moms. But I do want to get more and more information from a fellow father because we were talking while you were gone. I don't know if you were listening, but we were talking about, was there a time in your life as a father that you said, or someone told you that you should not be that father who says if somebody falls, you have to be there to put the Band-Aid on and kiss it and make them feel better. And you have to be that father who goes, toughen up. And if you cry, you better not cry with your kids. Were you ever taught that? Were you growing up? Did you grow up like that as well?
I was taught that. Yeah, when I was younger, I was taught that. But as having my own kids, it's different, you know. I try to be more tending to them, you know what I'm saying? More like, you know, just more helpful to them, you know what I'm saying? Like in any given instance, knowing that they can come to me and talk to me about any situation, you know? So, yeah.
And it's weird. And let me just say this, and I'm going to say it, and I don't want people to sit there and say, I'm saying it because I'm racist, or I'm saying it because I'm anything. But there's a community, I mean, not a community, but there's a perception that minorities use corporal punishment or physical punishment all the time. And I am a father who has never spanked my children, ever. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Either. I break cycles.
But I'm just saying that people always assume that because I'm a black person, when they say, "Oh, you don't spank your children, you ain't black," or whatever. I'm gonna get that. So whatever. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that if it's bad if you do. But I think in my mind, as we're talking, and I want everybody to feel free to share their perspective. If you spank your children, that's fine. I think that we live in this age where information is being fed to our children so fast and so readily. You don't have to go to the library to look up information anymore. You don't have to have
go on Google.
You go on the phone, you go on the iPad, and they have this information being fed to them. Their brains are constantly working. When we were growing up, we had to go and get periodicals from the library. We had to have the Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah. And only people who had money had the Encyclopedia Britannica in their house.
Yep. Yeah, they have so many books of them. You have a bunch of books on the encyclopedias, bro. It's crazy. They got ones about basically everything, And
Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's so freely given out to the public now, the information, So, I mean, that's a good thing,
Yeah.
Well, here's a question though, Brian.
Mhm.
So it was the same for me growing up. There was no internet. Information was not as readily available. It was in books, like you're saying, but it was also not questioned because it was in books. And nowadays, people are constantly questioning how valid information is out there on the internet. So there's a big disparity there, don't you think?
Well, here's my response, and I've been asked this a lot because when we're talking about, and everybody knows that I'm in cybersecurity, if my profession. When I do cybersecurity, and we're looking for, if we're looking for, I lost my train of thought. If we're looking for vulnerabilities, or if you get some information that comes in and you're just not sure, you don't look at one reference to say this is malicious or this is a malware or phish or anything else. You look at multiple sources. Social media is the exact same way as we were growing up. When you did a book report, you had to quote multiple sources of information in that book report. Where did you get your information? You didn't go to one book. You didn't go to one source. Social media should be the exact same way, in my opinion. You should go to this source, that source, that source, and that source. And you should probably do more than just 4. You should be going through a lot before you sit there and render an opinion on whatever topic that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I agree. And Wikipedia tries to do that, I think some. They ask for verifications on some of the stuff that they put out there. And people are invited to provide that, I believe. I'm not an expert on it, but I think so.
Yeah, but
see, Wikipedia, some of the information on Wikipedia is false.
Yes.
Some of it, I don't know. I don't really watch Wikipedia that much, but I was told through a friend of mine that most of the information that was spoke about was false.
Wikipedia.
I don't know about some, maybe.
Let me tell you about Wikipedia, if I can. Wikipedia is open source. There are a lot of contributors that go in and they can actually contribute to the Wikipedia pages. It's not an organization that says we're going to put this stuff together. There are thousands and thousands of people who can go in there, create a Wikipedia page, and input whatever they want to put in there or add to a page. Right. And Wikipedia can actually publish it. They're not verifiable. So I never use Wikipedia for anything that I come to talk about. I will never say, oh, I went to Wikipedia and they told me this. That's kind of like going to Penthouse magazine and talking about relationship advice.
That's an interesting.
I went out.
That's a good relation right there. That's true, though.
I went for it. I went straight to the porn. I sure did.
Is that magazine still out there?
I don't know about magazines, but I think there's a website. I mean, Nunzio sent me an email to a website, and that's the only reason I know about it. It was the
Wow. Okay.
Just throw me under the bus, bro.
But
forget about it.
But hold on, Liz is older, and she said the word magazine. I don't think people have looked at magazines in since 1970s. I would say magazines went out at least 1998, 99.
Yeah, before the internet actually was abrupt.
Calling you on that. I just got a
No, I get them too still. I still get them. Yeah, I just still get them too. I get them here at my house. That's why I call that no. I know we do.
Yeah. There's still magazines out there, dude.
Yeah, even the doctor's offices still have it.
Yeah, Hustle is still out there. I seen. I'm joking.
Damn, guys. Damn.
Is that isn't that the Larry Flint magazine?
Yes, that's Larry Flint. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Who's still hides it? Who's still looking under their kid's bed or their mattress and finding magazines, or who's still hiding the magazines under the bed?
At least emails don't come to y'all. my son, instead of putting his email, he put my email, and I started getting him on, what you watching, homie? What you watching? He just looked at me, and I'm a caught on the blast. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Well-
wrong email, huh? Wrong email? He goes, Mom, no, it wasn't me, Mom.
All right, let me ask this question. Let's go around the panel, and I'm gonna start with Liz because Liz is the person who has the oldest child on the panel, from what I think.
Okay.
Now, Puffy, you may have a 20-something-year-old, but I'm gonna start with Liz.
Yeah, mine's 20.
So when did you know that your son or your oldest son was watching or otherwise in pornography, and how did it make you feel?
Well, I got to tell you, that would be news to me today. Now, I'm not saying my son is perfect by any means, but if he has indulged in that particular, I don't want to call it a vice, but activity, we've never discussed it, and I never found any evidence. And he lived with me till he was in his early 20s. So I don't know what to tell you there.
Well-
He's a man like any other, so I'm sure he's been exposed.
Next time he comes over to your house, when he goes to the bathroom, go and pick up his phone and look at his browser history. Puffy, you're up next. Go ahead, Puffy.
I'm not gonna look.
Look, I'm gonna tell you how I found out, okay? All of a sudden,
Okay.
I got emails with his name on it, right? And I'm like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? I let it be. I landed my computer one day, and I had cameras at my house, and he knew I was coming, right?
Mhm.
Next time you know, guess what happens? He goes, I was asleep, Mom. Your computer screen broke. Because he was so scared that I will find out what he was watching, that he tried to close it at the same time, stepped on it, tried to run from my computer,
No,
so
that's
my
crazy.
screen out.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
emails with your name on it, but you want to know what type of emails? I'm sorry, my what type?
Oh,
Because
that's crazy.
I know it was not supposed to go to you. I was trying to put my email, but it wouldn't go to my minor. He was in 7th grade. I was laughing my ass off. I couldn't stop laughing. And I'm like, dude, you started telling on your own, so put yourself under the bus on your own. I was just saying I got something, but I didn't say what.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't
Go
know.
ahead,
My son. So there was always a computer, at least one computer in our house while I was raising my son. But he liked video games, but he never wanted to spend any time on the computer. But we're talking, 15 years ago.
Mhm.
So I never caught him doing anything. Is all I can tell you. I don't know if he did or not. So I'm not sure how I would handle it.
So I'm gonna phrase this a little bit differently because I'm not sure how old your kids are, Nunzio. So I don't want you to, put them in a precarious situation. So I'm gonna ask you, because you're a man. Growing up, did you ever get caught? How old were you caught? What was the situation you were in when you got caught? If you had a magazine.
Well, I didn't really have too much. I didn't have to worry about that too much, to be honest with you. You know, but no, I never got caught in that act. I mean, I got caught with actually one time I was with a broad in my house.
Mhm.
Father walked in the door, and yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. He didn't want to become a grandpa at I was 17 years old when that happened, you know?
Oh, geez.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time he called me.
I got caught when an older brother walked in, but that's a different story. I'll say that for later.
Oh my
but,
gosh, guys.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this.
I was with this Russian chick, and you know, it was pretty cool, man. You know, he was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Let me pause for a quick second, if I may, panel. We have to reintroduce introduce the first lady of Drinks and Discussions, Megan, who is still working on her camera. It is not your whatever silly camera that is. That's the wrong camera.
Oh yeah, I was having camera issues earlier. Let me switch to a different camera.
Megan.
Whoa,
Hello,
you
Megan.
can see the mess behind me. Sorry, it was laundry day.
Oh, what the heck? I thought it snowed through your window.
Well, okay, this is from painting.
Okay.
This is from laundry.
I got you. Glad to see you. Glad to have you back on panel.
Well, then I'm also, I have a house guest. So,
Megan,
Oh.
did you try the app I told you? The Da Vinci one?
say again?
Did you try for the painting and the drawings so it could help you do stencils, the Da Vinci app?
Something
I
I
about
am
Da
so
Vinci.
sorry. I didn't catch that. I don't have my earbuds.
Hold on. I think it's my headset. Did you try the app Da Vinci, the one I told you about?
You told me about.
The Da Vinci app.
She's asking about a Da Vinci app.
Let me get my earbud working for me real quick.
Okay. But she was asking about a Da Vinci app that she told you about.
It's a projector. It can help you draw, shade, and do all that on your before you paint.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't had time to look at that. I'm sorry. I barely had time to make my last painting, but it's dry enough for me to show it off.
I like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
A little bit of a glare in there, but yeah.
I mean, that's nice
Still
though.
really thick
You did a good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I did one
I like
on
the
this
Drinks and
canvas
Discussions.
before.
I like
and
that painting.
Grabbed it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it looks like the sky, like I don't know, space kind of.
It's called a galaxy pour.
Oh, nice.
Really nice.
It's supposed to look like a galaxy.
Wow. What medium is it in, Megan? What type of is it?
It's acrylic paint.
Okay.
And I use a pouring medium and water.
One of these days, we got to get everybody comfortable with whatever they have going on, and make them feel comfortable enough that Drinks and Discussions, regardless of whatever stones are getting thrown over here, that you can be on your camera and feel comfortable being on camera. Because I'm always on camera.
Yeah. No, I get it. I usually don't go on cam though. You know, just for one particular reason. Where you see what's going on here.
Please make sure you understand. I am not saying that you are required to. You don't feel if you don't feel comfortable, it is not a requirement. I just want to make sure people understand that if you want to, you can. That's it. If you don't want to,
oh yeah, for sure,
also, absolutely not.
Yeah, I just don't want to scare anybody, and I also don't want to have to go put on any makeup.
Listen, you make me put on makeup
I don't
every
like
time.
memes made about me, you know, and no one does, right?
Nobody does.
You know what I'm saying, bro, right?
But you know what, Nunzio? If a tree falls in the woods and I'm not in the woods, do you hear a sound? I don't hear a sound. I don't hear a sound. I ain't heard nothing negative about me at all. For the last 2 weeks, I ain't heard nothing negative about me. Now, is it happening? Probably. But do I give a rat's behind?
Yeah, I don't care. We talk about me. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Let them figure that out.
If it don't make it, don't break.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if they talk about me. It's just more clout for us, right? You know, we're not clout chasing, but at the end of the day. But if you want to talk about me, do it. You know what I'm saying? If it makes you feel happy, you know what I'm saying? You know, I know people.
I tell people, if you talk shit, you miss me, or you really miss me and you really want me back, or either or. You know what I mean? That's all I say.
And listen, I would be remiss. There are probably people not in this live stream, and I have to still thank them. Forever Young has really come to my defense, and I don't even think I've ever seen Forever Young on this panel or on this in our chat. And if I have, I'm sorry if I don't remember, but that person has come to my defense, and I think it's a lady. She has come to my defense on so many things, as did Liz, and so many other people who I had no idea who they are, and all of a sudden they have just come over here. And thank you, Dr. Dickhead Dave, because Dave put this video out on me, and people even on that video were like, I think I'm going Drinks and Discussions way because everybody's doing blah, 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 blah. I just want to appreciate people who stand up for the truth and for common sense and for decency. And I still am going to say this out loud, and Me and Liz talked about it. We weren't going to do it, but I'm going to say, Angel, I sent information trying to get in touch with you, Angel. I still would like to have a private conversation with you. I'm still open to having that discussion, and I hope you really believe that I was sincere. I even talked to Liz before I even put that video out, and she understands that I was sincere when I put that video out. I was not trying to be arrogant or any other way. And I said this on Dave's panel. I would not make fun of people and people who don't know me and getting to know Drinks and Discussions. I've said this thousands and thousands of times. My wife is a cancer survivor. I would not put in my mouth knowingly anything that would be disparaging to another cancer survivor or anybody who's dealing with cancer. It would never come out of my mouth. So, again, people who like to spread lies, keep spreading them. I don't hear them. I still sleep well. I still do what I do. I'm good. And I hope that people who are coming over here for the first time understands that we are just going to keep doing what we do and having a good time. And watching Marta be successful, because I'm going to send her that link in just 2 seconds in the chat. You guys keep talking, and I'm going to send Marta that chat for the royalty-free music for YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's in the studio, right? And then you got to download them or something like that.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And then they also got sound clips as well. Like you could download sound clips, samples.
Yep.
Like trucks and moving and stuff like that. They got a whole bunch of stuff in there. But to do this, I think you need a laptop. Yeah.
I got a portable hard disk because I downloaded that. So, yeah.
Marta, you're coming through really on my end. Your mic is really. I'm not understanding.
My headphones and milk, so yeah, they stuck right now. So I think I'm gonna go on the speaker. They took my headphones and milk. Don't ask me what happened. I just know I found them in the milk cup.
Okay.
Let me get the headphones out real quick.
And I'm gonna have to wait till after the stream is over too, Marta, because I keep pulling up music and it's playing in the background, and I'm not trying to do that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, everybody. And just to go to the chat here real quick, True Teller, listen, I've gotten the confirmation from a comment from Angel that he is willing to have this conversation. I don't know if he's live and trying to pretend, but I have a comment that says he's got an olive branch out waiting to have a conversation with me, and I would appreciate if he did. That would be great. And Thumper 88, you are 100% correct. We need Megan here a lot more. Yes. And also True Teller, I'm not trying to outbest anybody. My manhood is not in competition with someone else's manhood. I do what I think is good for me. And then if I'm doing something for Drinks and Discussions and I've got Liz, Megan, and Nunzio and Marta up here, I don't want them to be in harm's way. I'm not going to try to put them out here to be exposed. I'm trying to put them in a place where they feel protected and say, nobody's going to come over here and bring some bull crap. Because I don't want bull crap.
Yeah. It means you have enough confidence to handle your ego. It's different when people have a huge ego and no confidence to back it up.
Megan, is your cat laying on your microphone? Because it sounded muffled as cat.
My microphone's up above me.
Oh, does it sound muffled to anybody else?
Oh, no, never mind.
It's okay. Fixed it. Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
That's better.
Yeah. I was saying, it means that your confidence can handle your ego. People that have a huge ego, not enough confidence to back it up, it just becomes sad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. It's all about self-esteem as well, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I don't want to.
Liz, this is the first time that we've been on panel together.
I know. I love it. How's Portland doing? What's the weather doing?
It's here. It's probably the same as Seattle.
Yeah, well, you get warmer.
You've had more snow. You've had more snow.
Well, not lately, but we did have a lot of wind last week. But yeah, you guys get warmer down there than we do by far. So your summers are better.
Oh no, our summers are hotter.
And I
it's
know
not a good thing for me.
And I know Megan just joined, and we really, at Drinks and Discussions, listen, we try not to occupy your time. There's other things, maybe family life that you go through. We try to keep it about 2 hours. Sometimes, because as Megan will tell you, I like to talk, and I will go on for longer than I probably should. But
join my crew on that one. I can talk forever and I cannot stop unless you tell me you're talking too much. Shut up already. I'll stop.
but I also I know Megan's back, and I really appreciate her, and it's great to see her back where she belongs. Love to see Nunzio being part of the crew and having the guy's perspective that we also need as we continue to get these back on track with our conversations of more in-depth things, whatever's going on in the world. You guys, I want you really to please do your due diligence. If you're on Yahoo, if you're on Google, find out what's going on in the world, pick a subject, bring it back to Drinks and Discussions, no matter what it is that we're discussing, religion, politics. I promise you, you will still leave here as being friends with everybody else on this panel. We're not trying to throw anybody a bus, and we're not trying to make sure people always have to agree with us. This is not, as Megan would say, an echo chamber. If you don't like what you hear because somebody has a difference of an opinion, this is probably not the channel for you. And I don't want you to have to go, but it's probably not. Go somewhere else. But we would like you to stay. Give us a shot.
Yeah.
But I want to, and what I want to say this is that I appreciate Nunzio's candidness being a father. Because Megan knows, and everybody else who's been around for a long time, that is the utmost importance to me, as well as being a husband. We could talk about some of these things coming up in this new year, about relationships, struggles that we go through, even if you're divorced or you're separated or whatever. We talk about all these things that matter to people. And I'm willing and hoping that people are just open to having these discussions with me and sharing their experiences, because I can learn from them, and I'm hoping that at some point in time there might be something that I can give you that you will learn from as well.
Right.
So, having said that, I
appreciate that Thumper 88. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
And I appreciate you as well. Yeah, I'm watching the chat as well.
Good. I'm glad you're watching the chat. I appreciate that, because I was not watching the chat through that whole soliloquy. I apologize. But as we always do, it's getting on that pond. I got to get better at it. I'm sorry. I'm going to work on it.
Well, see, I figured it out. I could, so if I have the tab open and I'm not pressing play, like the video is not playing, I could still watch the chat,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You can also pop out the chat. You can pop out that chat, and it would be a separate window, and then you can get rid of that YouTube window altogether.
On the phone?
If you go to the three, on the phone? No.
Oh, yeah. You could have that window open. On the computer.
Yeah. Yeah, up where it says top or live chat.
Yeah, I know how to do that too. I'm always with 2 laptops in my phone when I'm doing this.
I think Brian's being facetious, but
no, I'm not.
A lot of people don't know.
Oh, what does that mean?
The IT guy is learning something new by me. Facetious is like sarcastically, pretending.
Okay, that's a new word for me. That's a new word for my dictionary. Fuck, I didn't even know what that meant until you said it.
It's a good word.
It's a good word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me get you the actual definition, because
hold on a second. That was a genuine response, and I just got chastised for my genuine response by Megan. And somebody owes me an apology right now, live.
That's why I gave you shit, because I thought
where'd you come from?
You're the IT guy, and you come on. I figured you knew. I thought you were.
I don't deal with software. I don't deal with software, and I'm definitely not dealing with YouTube about popping out a chat. But I'm using it.
I don't deal with computers at all, and I still knew better.
Checkmate. All right, great. Checkmate.
I deal with phones, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So
All right, so facetious means, oh damn, my computer just froze. Treating serious issues with deliberately inappropriate humor. Flippant.
Yeah,
Flippant is
sarcasm. It is a synonym for sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
We just sounded like Sesame Street. The word of the day is
facetious.
I know that's what it just
I love it
sounded
though. But that's how you learn. Like, I love learning new things every day.
Every day.
Yeah, me too. It's always good to do that, you know.
But you know
keeps
what?
the mind going, mind and body going.
Yeah, you could tell I watch a lot of kids shows, huh? Because that's the first thing that came. Another show, but Sesame Street. That's the first thing that came out.
That's what other people would call bozo talk. I'm just kidding. I just put it out there. Call that out there. But
that must be a Texas thing.
No, it was something else. It was something different. Megan's being funny. Megan's being funny. I get it. I got it.
Hey, I'm from Texas.
I'm laughing.
I was born in Texas. We've already gone there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a California girl, but I was born in Texas.
You were raised in California, but you were definitely born in Texas. I get it. Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Do y'all say like howdy over there in Texas or?
Hey, y'all.
No, we're asking. Is that a question? I want
none of y'all trying to be funny.
That's how you know Texas.
No, I'm
say howdy.
Bro.
Oh, okay.
Well, he doesn't have an accent, so no.
Okay, like New Yorkers say like how you doing a lot, like, you know, they say that a lot.
Forget about it.
So if we're talking about euphemisms,
we say a lot.
If we're talking about euphemisms,
we say a lot of dude in Cali. Go ahead. Sorry.
In Texas, the euphemism in Texas that's more, you know, multi-coastal is y'all. There's a lot of y'all in Texas.
Yeah, my son says it a lot because of the SpongeBob, the beaver, the squirrel, whatever she is. She says that a lot.
Y'all,
Who says that? What?
The squirrel from SpongeBob.
Oh, howdy, y'all! Yeah, so she does. Look, Marcus is the person who does the the impersonations or the impressions. I can't do sounds, but
the voiceovers.
The voiceovers, I can't do them. Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
That's it. Yes.
That's a woman named Sandy Butts.
Is that show still out there?
If you haven't done yet, please hit the likes, and if you like what you hear and see, press that subscribe, and if you'd like to know what else is coming, press the bell button.
Absolutely. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan, and thank you, Puffy, for saying that. I appreciate it. I think this is probably the most likes we've had on a live stream at 25 than the year that we've been doing this, Megan. Usually we get like 6, maybe 7. And then we started and I think we had like 25, almost 30 people watching live, and it's down to 14 now. And that's still really generous, and I really appreciate you guys. Even if and I know I've learned this term that there are people who are called watchers, and the watchers just like, I don't really want to know people to know who I am. I just like this channel, and if you support us, I appreciate you doing it.
You also got hate watchers.
And I don't mind the hate watchers. If you come over here with some snide,
still numbers.
Yeah, if you come over here and you want to like put some stuff in here and in our chat, I told our moderator.
Is it that you have to get more views while you're on a live, or is it after the live? That's what I don't understand. How this works.
You typically get more views after the live is over.
Really?
Oh, okay. But what? How do you get the reactions on? You know how you have to go through the analytics? I don't understand that thing yet. I don't know the purple, blue, and I don't know what other color comes out. I don't understand none of that. It gets me confused. You know how they got different colors, the pink and the purple. I guess it is, or blue. I don't know what color it is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The analytics. Hold on, let me show you. Let me go to my analytics real fast.
Are you talking about the graph?
Yeah, the graphing. Yeah, the graphing. I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
The studio.
Don't bring it up. I'll tell you.
No. I'm saying I don't know the colors. I don't understand that color stuff.
But there's a legend down below, and it's a graph that says here's where you were and here's where you are. So based upon your how long you've had your channel, if it was from last month or last year, your
Mhm.
last year or last month should be down here, and your current should be hopefully
Like a
up
comparison?
here. Yeah, it's a comparison.
Oh, okay.
It's
And
a
I learned
linear,
yesterday that I
a
did.
linear graph.
Well, when I did the interview yesterday, there was the first time I ever in my life seen I had 100 and something people in my chat, and I was like, "What?" It was a lot for me. And then I was tripping out because I got 100 subscribers that yesterday when I was doing the interview with Latin Pain. I was tripping out because we were doing stuff with the kids and everything. We were doing all the kids were involved. We were all into doing drawings and stuff. They were so cool yesterday. I've never seen so much activity with the kids, but it was pretty cool. I was really excited yesterday. No lie, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really excited because I guess I'm a mom kind of excited. Oh, I want to do this. Let's draw. That's how I did the Snoopy, and they were drawing for me, and I was drawing for them. You know what I mean?
I have to go to the chat for a quick second because Truth Teller is saying he thinks that that's where the word feces came from when the from facetious, and he's like, "Where's Nick to tell me if I'm right or wrong?" It's like,
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, wait a minute. Megan has got the dad jokes for the night. She is going to give us she's going to be pseudo Marcus. But before we go there, I was getting ready to start saying this before. I was kind of getting to the closing because it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. We don't do 6 hours. We don't do 4 hours. We don't do 11 hours, 12 hours. 2 hours of me. I'm sure you're probably all sick of me and probably never want to come back. But I just want to tell you.
Got here.
And Megan just got here. And so it always makes people that want to stay along and have a good time. And I appreciate you, Megan, looking great as always. And we appreciate you, coming back to Drinks and Discussions. And I hope you feel like this is home. And I hope it feels warm and fuzzy because that's what I want people to make you feel when you come here because this is your home. And I'm glad to see you. So, as we always do toward the end of our discussions, we like to go around the panel. And for those of you in the chat, please make sure you say your last parting words. But let's go around the panel. And before we get to Megan and her dad jokes, I will start with Puffy. Your last parting words on Drinks and Discussions live.
I will send you this right now so I won't forget that I'm on here right now. Might as well send it right now, but not like the last time. And everybody will have a good one. And it was nice talking to y'all. I learned new words today. And I'm going to go hit that link about it. I feel like, I'm learning Sesame Street mode. Yeah, let's do this. Let me know when you guys are up again and I'll come back. I don't matter. If y'all want me back, I'll come back. I don't matter.
Tuesdays at 6.
Tuesday.
All right.
Well,
it's
6 Pacific time. It's 8
I know what time
Central time. So so it's 6 o'clock her time. Get it? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta learn that too because they tell me what time. I don't know where you at. I go, what time is it where you're at? Because I don't know what time it is. So yeah, some are 2, some are 3.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Look, I'm the dumbest one on the panel. Trust me, Megan will tell you this every time. Even though I try to tell myself that I'm smart, Megan always tries to tell me I'm not that smart.
It's called slow at times.
True.
That's what it's called. We're not dumb. We're slow at times.
It's just the Texan in you that's saying that.
Oh, that's a Texan in me. But Martha, appreciate you, and just so you know, you're always welcome. No matter what, we will always have a place for you at the table.
Thank you. Same on my channel whenever you guys want to go.
Absolutely. And make sure I'm on your Discord, so you send that on your Discord channel, and I'm grabbing it. And I'm going to put it on.
Okay, I'm going to put it right now, so I won't forget.
And I'm going to put it on my avatar. Next up is none other than the Nunzio. Sir, parting words for all the Drinks and Discussions viewers.
God bless y'all. Stay up. Happy New Year's. It's just be coming up. Just do what you got to do. I appreciate the support and coming to the channel. Thank you.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here, and we really appreciate you, just giving us a shot, man. I know there's a lot of things going on out there, and anybody who wants to give us a shot 1 time, 2 times, even if it's not your cup of tea, you've been here 1 time and you decide you don't want to come back, We just appreciate you giving us a shot. That's all we can ask.
Thank you, bro, and I appreciate you giving me a shot too as well. You know,
Absolutely.
it goes both hands. You know,
Absolutely.
it goes both ways.
And now, none other than Liz Flaky Jake. Don't get it twisted. She is not Big Jake. She is the Flaky Jake. Which, by the way, the Big Jake may be Flaky Jake, but I'm gonna just give you the real Flaky Jake. And I saw Megan ready to say something. I'm gonna stop you. Don't say nothing, Megan. Let me say the words, and you just shake your head because Flaky Jake, the real Flaky Jake. Parting words, madam.
Well, just so you guys know, Flaky Jake is because in honor of my son. His name is Jake. So the name means something to me. I've been called out on it on other channels, thinking it's weird, but to me, it has some emotion behind it. And I would also like to take the opportunity to ask Marta what her channel name is, because I'm not aware of it, and I would subscribe if I knew what it was.
Hold on, Marta. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I was like, Liz doesn't even know that you're a part of the Drinks and Discussions channel, because Liz could actually really just text you and chat with you. But I'm giving Liz some cliff notes. But go ahead, Liz. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
She hates Discord. Liz does not like Discord.
Brian's calling me out on my Discord inability.
I was here when she first got in. She told you that she couldn't understand what the hell was going on.
That's right. That's right.
And let me tell you, 45 years of Boeing, I worked a lot of different applications, and Discord so far is the most troublesome one I've encountered.
It's the most complicated one. I tell my son, you gotta help me with this. I do not know what the hell I'm doing. It took me somewhere else, and then the bot stopped me.
Exactly. Yeah. See, Brian, it's not just me. So I'm just saying, dude. It's a little daunting. Maybe Megan doesn't have as much trouble with it as I do. I'm still trying to learn it.
It's still trouble.
Okay. So at some point, I need to know Marta's channel, and I'm really happy I actually got to speak with Megan for the first time. It's always been just text before, so I appreciate that opportunity, and I hope everybody has a really safe week, takes care of themselves, and stays safe. Okay.
Thank you, Liz. I appreciate you more than you know. You've been
Thank
a supporter.
you.
Go ahead, Puffy.
No, go ahead. I was just saying thank you and say.
Oh, okay. And for those of you who don't know, Liz has by far been just like Truth Teller and Silly Wabbit and other people and Thumper 88. Those of us who have gone through so much together. There's a lot of people that you guys don't know. We went through some trenches, Megan included. There's a lot of people you guys don't know. We went through some YouTube drama together, and that is what's bonded us. We may separate a little bit, not see eye to eye, but when you come back together, this is what really family is about. You can have disagreements and you come back, and this is what matters to me. You guys I'm nothing without any of you guys, and I'm gonna wait for to say anything else. I'm gonna wait to say whatever I'm gonna say into my moment. But without further ado, the First Lady of Drinks and Discussions, Megan, has the floor.
I really do appreciate this platform that you have, and I like that it's still just quiet and mellow when it can be. Luckily, I guess people haven't noticed I'm over here. Otherwise, I was afraid you'd get a lot of people over here if they saw me on panel. So I've been kind of staying away from panels for that reason. But it's nice to be back. The negativity is it's getting absurd. And the obsession with negativity and just constant ragging on people, I don't understand that kind of living. So I've decided to not associate with hate channels anymore. because I'm not cut out for that. So the channels that I frequent now are boring and awesome. But I'll take boring.
Best way to put it. Best way to put it.
Yeah.
I will take fucking boring.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, I took a couple days off, and it was nice. I got a heads up. What was are you listening? Are you watching? I'm like, no, I'm not watching or listening. Please don't say anything. I'm
learning how not to listen and watch. I know what you mean by that. Girl, if you only knew. It's hard, but it's like, I'm gonna do what my friend says every time I see you on there, Martha. I'm gonna call you out. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be there.
Yeah, it's hard because you want to stand up for yourself, but then that just opens a can of worms. It's just giving them what they want. So I'm just not going to do it. And they could say whatever they want about me, and the people who know me or have logic in their head are just like, that makes no sense. No, I don't. There's no evidence of that happening. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not too worried about my reputation, but
me neither. I told everybody, whoever has a problem, I don't care. You don't make me, you don't break me. Go on moving. I ain't gonna run after you and tell you what you gotta know. Tell me something I don't know, and I'll be agreeing to everything.
Yeah. No, I'm exhausted by it. I'm just exhausted. Like I'm just fucking tired.
Megan's like, I need to take a bath. Megan's like, I need to take a bath from all this nonsense.
No, a bath doesn't get that grime off.
Oh.
But on to some lighter. Who's ready for it?
I love her comeback.
I'm ready for I'm ready for the lighterness. The dad jokes. Here we go. And by the way, hold on. By the way, we got to give the chat a chance. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything because you guys were talking. Megatron Community Watch. Hello. Don't know who you are, but hello. Like Jake is talking. Thumper 88 saying, "Cool, truth teller, you're my guy, always and forever." And just make sure I didn't miss really anything. I'm sorry if I'm like skipping over stuff.
You got Megatron you're missing.
Yeah, sorry, but go ahead.
Did you mention Megatron?
Yes, I said Megatron. Welcome. I don't know who that is, but welcome.
Megatron's awesome. You'll like Megatron.
Awesome. The floor is yours.
Okay. I'll say just two dad jokes. When I was a kid, my mom told me I could be anyone I wanted to be. Well, it turns out identity theft is a crime.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they're dad jokes, right? They're dad jokes. They're
oh my god. Listen. That's funnier than any dad joke Marcus has ever said.
Don't tell him that. Marcus, if you're watching,
I'm calling you out, Marcus.
I got it from you. He gave me that joke to tell you tonight.
Marcus fed you dad jokes? Oh. Go ahead. I love
okay, I got one more. I ordered from Amazon a chicken and an egg. I'll let you know.
We'll get to that first.
Oh no!
I got that one.
Okay, that one sounds like Marcus, hon.
That sounds like a Marcus. You should have led with that one and finished with the first one.
I had to let it. I had to end it on a. Sounds like Marcus. So when Marcus gets back there, I'm like, well, let's do some dad jokes with Megan. See? I can't do that to Marcus.
That last one was Marcus-esque. Marcus-esque.
Yes.
All right. Well, then how about one more? This one's Marcus-esque too.
Let's do it.
What rock group has 4 men that don't sing?
Rock group.
Mount Rushmore.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a groaner.
That was a Mark-esque one.
That's a groaner.
That is a Marcus one. That's definitely a Marcus one too. And guess what? I hope he doesn't recycle these jokes. I hope he's listening. If he recycles these jokes, I'm gonna tell him he is not subscribed to Drinks and Discussions, and he's on the host. He's a host. He's a host. And if he recycles your jokes, we're gonna call him out on it.
Marta,
Come on, dad jokes are supposed to be lame.
They are supposed to be lame. And that's what makes them funny. That's why I love doing it. I don't care if it's corny or not. I love the dad jokes because even if I groan, I'm still smiling at the cringe of the joke. You're still smiling.
Yeah, almost as good as dad jeans.
Thumper's got one in the chat.
You've been talking to my wife on Facebook because my wife got me some new jeans. So I think I was having some dad jeans problem.
I love my timing. I love my timing. All right, Thumper. How do you stop a bull from charging? Takeaways: Red Bull, MasterCard.
How do you stop a bull from charging? Unplug it.
Bull. I don't know.
That's too obvious.
I think,
but it is a dad joke.
It is a dad joke. I think you say you unplug it.
Okay, I don't get it if that's the answer.
It's a dad joke. You're not supposed to get it.
You're still supposed to get it. You know.
Come on, Thumper 88. Get it. I don't know why Thumper 80 is not even back on the panel. He should be back on the panel telling these dad jokes.
He on the panel?
He was invited. Cancel the credit card.
Credit card.
I knew. That was my second guess. Was the credit
bull
card?
Market.
I like that one.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, I like
market.
that one, Tom.
I got it. I like that one too. That's a good financial joke. Get it.
Yeah. That's a good one, Thump. I'm laughing.
So let me just say this. If I hadn't said it already, if I haven't said it 1,000 times or 100 times or 1,000,000 times, Megan, I'm glad to see your face on Drinks and Discussions. I think I speak for everybody that everybody's happy to see you where you belong. Thumper 88, you're my guy, you're my dog. And even Thumper 88 had this conversation. He was like, Brian, I thought you were full of shit. And I was like, I thought you were an asshole, whatever. And we were talking on chat. And he goes, and we spoke on the phone today. And it was just like, dude, we bros. Thumper 88 and I are in the same vicinity. We're not in the same towns, but we're in the same vicinity in Texas. We love the Cowboys. So if anybody who watches Drinks and Discussions and you see Thumper 88, understand that he is a genuine guy. He drinks some vodka, and there may be times where, just like I am and everybody else who may, sip a little libations, come a little differently or a little hard. Because I came on to Quick Vic's. Megan will attest. The first time I met Quick Vic, I was not myself, and luckily, I was put in my place, calm down, and I was able to have a decent conversation with somebody who I was trying to have a decent conversation with in the first place. Not my finest moment. We don't always have our finest moments on YouTube. There are mistakes we make. Own up to your mistakes. We can all be better people, learn from them, and be better. That's what Drinks and Discussions is all about. Let's just move on from mistakes. Let's forget about it. Let's not even forget about it. Let's just build on it and say, here, this is not where we want to be. I want to say, truth teller, you have been a supporter of Drinks and Discussions from the beginning. I don't know why you continue to put yourself in harm's way from some of the things that you do, but I appreciate you tremendously. Flaky Jake, Liz, you and I have had conversations, and Liz was even like, I'm glad you were on those channels because I wouldn't have known you if you weren't on those channels. And yes, the support that Liz has given me through some of these things that we've been going through lately has also made me have faith in decency. And decency in human beings is where I'm trying to find right now. If you're a decent human being, you should be able to have an argument, you have a disagreement, and you should be able to say, you know what, I may be misunderstood, so let's get on a private chat, or if you even want to put me on your live stream, not to make fun, but just to have this outgoing, dialogue where two people can just have a civil discourse, I'm all for that. But let's take small steps and let's start saying, hey, here's my email. Everybody, here's a. I don't know if you know this. Drinks and Discussions has an email address. If you go to my About page, if you want to send me a direct email, send it to drinksandiscussions1. That's drinksandiscussions1 at gmail.com. If you would like to discuss whatever you want to discuss, I'm open to having a Discord. But I'm not for, all the other nonsense. Thank you for Puffy for being here. I know you take a chance. You try to, play it safe, and I don't want anybody to put you in harm's way, and I don't want to put you in harm's way, but I really appreciate you taking a chance on Drinks and Discussions as well. There's so many other people that I would like to thank, and I just don't want to keep talking because Megan always says I talk too much. But
you start playing Oscar music over you do.
I know. It's like the Oscars is like, yeah, get off the stage. But it's important. It's important to me that people, and LBB something was here talking about weight loss, and other people. LA Spike was here. There were a lot of people here that I'm hoping that, even though we're just talking about stuff that everyday life, it may matter to somebody. And there are topics that may matter to someone else that may not matter to you. You can skip that episode, but we just want to be here to have these discussions and always sit there and have the dad jokes and leave you home, send you home with a lighter heart. Nobody argued tonight. Nobody said any really cuss words unless they were just talking in jovial language. This is what live streams are supposed to be about, folks. Thank you, Nunzio, for being here. Thank you for all the other channels that have supported us. And I will always continue to support other channels that do the exact same thing. We could be better, folks. We're adults. We can all be better.
Yes.
So let's do it.
Can I just say, from my advanced age, because I think I'm older than all y'all, kindness is an art that has to be learned, and it's something that I have been struggling with my whole life, trying to learn. But I think it's worthwhile. I need help with holding grudges. I'm really bad on that one. But kindness, we can all practice, right?
Absolutely. And it
Hand
costs
in hand
zero.
with patience. Yeah. It actually benefits you greatly to be kind to others. So much more than the opposite. But I did want to say Puffy's not dad joke, because this is actually something her kid said. But her daughter told her this morning she didn't go to school because she forgot to wake up.
She forgot to wake up. I love it.
I mean,
I can tell her. Well, it gave me flashbacks of trying to get my son out of bed every morning for high school. So,
I had a super comfortable bed in high school, and just don't get a real comfortable bed. I had one with the water tubes in a mattress.
Oh,
water bed.
I had that.
Water bed.
Yes, I had the same.
I had a hard time getting up. My brother would be like, "We're leaving now." And I'm like, "Gosh." Okay.
Yeah. It had like 6 tubes, and you had to fill each one of them up with water. It was a half water bed, half hybrid mattress.
Amazing.
It was kind of nice.
It's technically not a water bed, so those apartments that you can't own a water bed in.
Yes.
It's not a bladder of water. It's like 6 bladders of water.
Yeah, 6 bladders of water. Speaking of bladders of water, speaking of bladders of water, I've been sitting here for a long time.
On that note,
do you guys have any idea how hard it is to destroy a waterbed mattress? They are almost indestructible. Yeah.
I would think all you need is a knife.
No, well, I had a baffled one, my dear. And so it was full of foam or something, and it was so hard to get rid of. Or to empty. It was a nightmare. Just saying.
It was a nightmare to empty. Yes.
You know what's so funny is that I was getting ready to call this at like 1 hour, and it's almost 3 hours long.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's what happens right when you're about to call it.
That's what happens. Listen, I appreciate you, Megan. Appreciate you, Liz. Appreciate everybody else. Hopefully,
Appreciate
we will do this again. I will probably put some videos up throughout the week just to keep us relevant. If you have videos that you want to put up, people, let me know, because I work from home. We can record videos and then we can post them with you on the host and talking about it, not me. And I'm here to help you. If you want to need me to help you with your channels, I'm here. You're here for me to help you how to do with anything. Please reach out to me on Discord. I am the helper. Don't need any help or financial compensation or a clout or stealing any views from your channel. I am going to be here to help you all. So reach out to me. Megan, Liz, I'm Brian, Nunzio, Miss Texas Bear, and who else? Thumper 88. Thumper 88.
Texas Mama Bear.
Texas Mama Bear. We appreciate you all, and I hope everyone has a great week and a great start of their New Year's. We're all Drinks and Discussions, and until next time, we'll see you next time.